without anybody in there buying it. We'll see. But I'm going to take out one more piece right now at 40 because it looks like we didn't get our 113. And that's going to go so far so good. But yeah, thanks for watching. It was obviously a fantastic market move today, whether or not you were short or long. I only lost money on the short. So I've only down on SpaceX there today, of course, position pending as we talk about it. Google and Apple, good longs. Neil just reviewed some of his trades as well. Bitcoin, 63.4. I think that might be something to look at there. Rocket Labs is a curse. I can't wait to break even. You may have to, I have no idea what your price is.
It depends on what break even is.
A little longer if you're trying to break even on Rocket Labs. Oh, by the way, Google just, I don't know if there's news on Google, but we are now $3 right now in the money on this one. And no idea, but there goes Google just shooting to the upside, man. We shoot the moon on this one. And by the way, this was 326 that we had written down today on the note. But there goes Google. We're almost at the high spot we've been at all day, but we got to hold out on SpaceX still a bit here. So, all right, thanks to everybody today. Andre, good job there. Fabian as well. We didn't hear from the one and only, but he's coming up very, very soon. Yes. Joe, Sharif, Adara, everybody. All right, Neil, good job today. We'll see everybody. Neil and I will back. Yeah, Sia's back in here right now. We want to say she'll be here on the midday show right there. I never forget Sia. I didn't see her, obviously. So, hi, Sia. It's nice to see you. Come on, there, she doesn't start till 11. You know, we got to save some money. So, she's starting at 11. And we will see her very, very soon. We'll see her on the afternoon show as well. Neil and I will be back around that time, 2 p.m. Until then, ciao.
Something smells really good.
No, that doesn't work. All right. Boom. Greetings, salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the midday show. This guy, this dude, right there is your boy Joey Options. I'm Sharif, and we've got a bunch of small cap gappers, a lot of halters this morning, Joey. So I think it's, I think you're still muted, brother. So Assassino's very upset.
Though,
well, I don't know, brother. You know, you're going to have to take it up with him, man.
All right.
Shout out to Bovin. Bovin, right from the get-go. Your owner is here. Okay. Yeah, well, that's what it is. See, I don't know.
Who said that?
His name is your owner. He owns us, man. Jay Boogie, El Jefe. Shout out to Hangry. Shout out to Andrew Chow. Fluffy. Get it. Fluffy's back. Slow motion. Angry Rob. Mr. Ian. Who else? We got the 420 Bud Monster. KC. 520 frickin' 6. Where have you been, woman? Get it, Robe Girl. And Orange Blues as well as in the house. Dave, 9567. Showtime, Edward, George, and Stephanie Seitz. Love to see it. We got Kirk D. We got Urso, Syed Rizvi, some dude, 4383. OG, Darth Trader. Shout out to Money Clip, yeah. And Motive 8U Forever. Motivate you forever. Sorry, I suck at these ones, man. I can't read the license plates, those coded ones. Sam E777, Durant Gordon, Miami Dragon, HF Lauren, Pug Life, 777, DJ Rules, and Medical Meatballs.
Yes. Wow.
Not medical marijuana or marinara or whatever we were reading before.
But you know what we have to do before I get into what we were trading here today?
Are you going to shout out one of the best electric vehicles in the business?
No, actually, I'm actually going to shout out the best niece in the business on my side of things. Today is her 6th birthday. So happy birthday, Tia.
Your niece?
Yeah, my niece. Happy,
bro.
So happy 6th birthday to my wonderful, beautiful niece. So everyone in the chat, tell them, happy birthday. All right, guys, let's see what we got going on here. It's not Tia, it's Tia. It's relatively close. So just remove the S, put the T, and happy birthday, Tia. But anyway,
can you do VinFast?
Yeah. Am I not logged in here?
Remember? You were, right?
Wow, Sharif, now I see what you had going on there the other day, Sharif.
Yeah, you see that, Joey?
Hey, man, it is what it is. Let's see what we got going on. We'll pull it up here. You have to give me a minute. I think Sharif's a little bit more prepared than I am, but that's all right. We'll figure it out.
It's not like I came in much later or anything like that.
Well, hey, man, sometimes you got to trade Tesla when it's not doing anything. All right, guys, VinFast continues to expand beyond vehicle sales. This week, VinFast India partnered with Shriram Finance to support EV financing access. I think you call it how do you pronounce it? Shreerim? That's where we're going. Well, Green SM launched all-electric ride-hailing in Kazakhstan with VinFast VF6 vehicles. Together, these moves highlight VinFast's broader mobility ecosystem. You can find them under ticker VFS. All right, guys, enough of that. Let's get into what we are trading here today. 5 days in a row to the downside. I thought we would be able to find some form of bounce here in Tesla. So we add into the position with a break of the volume-weighted average price. And I told you guys, like, man, there is something not good going on within this company, $300. But anyways, we take the initial stop out, totally fine. Comes back, I'm like, not today. So we just go, boom, we're full size right out of the gate with this position. Have to sit in it for a little bit. Pops up to 715, but at this point, I'm like, okay, let's wait for the pre-market high, which would put us around $7.20. But no, flushes right down, and I still had the majority of my size here because I'm like, I want to hold this. But then eventually I was like, you know what, I can't anymore. Try it one more time, and then boom, that was it. And we were just risking the majority of our day here on this, on these little bundle of trades. But other than that, I'm going to be sitting on my hands. There's going to probably be a couple more opportunities in case the NASDAQ does want to recover. But this one worked out really well. But Tesla just can't find its footing here. And I talked about blacklisting it. It definitely has to wait until we can really start to trade this to the long side once again. And as Sean was mentioning not too long ago, 2025, I was dumping this stock around the lows. Well, guess what? Congratulations, Sharif. It's right back at those levels in which I sold it at. Will I be buying it? Probably not. I actually sold some other things.
Buy something else.
Yeah. I actually sold a couple other positions in my long-term account that worked out really well for me. Robinhood, it was time to let that one go. I know earnings after the bell tomorrow. And then also TKO Holdings. So really condensing the portfolio and sitting on a bunch of cash to see if we can find some way or some things that we really like, do some due diligence, and then hold them for the long term. So other than that, guys, let's be patient and wait for some high-quality opportunities.
All right, well, we'll summarize. Joey, LGHL, long at near the high, into 75. We scalped up to 85. It dropped, so I took everything out before my entry because I could see that it was losing trend on the 5-second. Tried to get back in at the volume-weighted average price at around 155. It failed the $0.50. It's zigging, it's zagging. It's at 149 on the bid, 150 on the ask. This one is not setting up, at least for me at the moment, okay? So let's see, does it end up defending generally? I mean, like on a strict penny basis, does it end up defending that $0.50 and by extension of that, the volume weighted average price, or does it fail? Because it could end up, and it looks more and more likely as the price action develops, that this will be a Christmas tree retracement. It is green on one side, it is red on the other. Shout out to my man Randy, who coined that term. He is not here at the moment, so we can't give him his credit. But Katina Man was astute enough to point out DFNS. And there goes DFNS through 33.5. Here comes 34. This one found a great base right at that $27 area. That was the halt level up right at 935. It has a good area of support there. This one was a little undecided though, so I can see why people were a little trigger shy. Look at all the topping tail candles through 30. It wasn't readily apparent whether this was going to be a clean break or not. But there it goes into 33.30. It's on its horse, carriage, whatever it's got there, eVTOL, into 34.40. Here comes 35. The breakout's on now on DFNS. It's up 162%. It's a multi-day runner, and it probably behooves you, if you're small cap, gap, or inclined, to keep your eye out on this one. Is this going to halt? I don't even have it up on a trading screen. Let's find out. I think I might have it from yesterday. There it is. No, it's not halted yet. So it was just pausing there. It was taking its breath. 34.75, current bar high on the 5, on the 1 actually. Losing trend though into about 33, but it's a great look. 35.23 limit up right now. 28.82 limit down. So we've got some halt bands here obviously, but they're still a little bit away. So that's what I'm looking at. Let's bring in the side chart, talk a little more. I'm looking at EGG as well, EGG. This one, compression pattern though, Assassino. I mean, look at this. It's got higher lows, but it's got lower highs. So I don't know how this cookie crumbles, man. And there's like, look at the upper and lower wicks. It's like basically no body on the last 3 candles, 15 minutes of an equilibrium between buyers and sellers right in that mid to low 5s area. So I don't know about this one. At least not yet, of course, right? CORD, that's a second day, maybe third day play. Guys, look at CORD. CORD, 1, 2, 3, 4 higher days, higher lows, higher highs. So, you know, again, I talked to you guys about this yesterday. I was readily surprised at the Blossom conference how many of you guys are swing trading these small cap gappers overnight. And to me, you know, this one looks like could be a good one here because it's a multi-day runner holding previous day's highs as current day lows and continuing to make new area highs. So CORD should be in focus here as LGHL loses VWAP and probably is going to lose its spot on the side chart momentarily. OPK as well. This looks like either a news headline at 405 or an earnings report. Either way, I don't care. Okay, 405 breakout yesterday. We break out into about $1.50. All sorts of resistance at the $0.50. That was until today, of course, at 9:30 when we went through that into 168 OPK. Trade it carefully, but it's, you know, it's holding trend. KIDZ has been a multi-day runner as well. We've been talking about this one. It's all sorts of zig and zag though. So if I can help it, I'm gonna try to stay away from kids. And the funny thing is, Neil pointed this out to me in the morning. I don't understand how or why this happened, but they're buying back shares rather than issuing new shares. When have we ever seen that? A small cap gapper adding value back in the shareholders' pockets rather than diluting.
Dang.
That's a new one for me, Joey. But KIDZ in focus as well. POLA, this was not even really a small cap gapper. I used to have POLA on my watch list, my proprietary watch list on the side. We ended up taking it out when we did some housekeeping post-COVID. In any event, breakout really late in the day yesterday, 6:45 in the aftermarket, but it did rip up unobstructed. And it did make higher highs today. But I got to tell you, it's below VWAP. It's putting in lower highs currently. It's below this area supported at 195. So I don't like the look of Paola's jib, okay? And then ASAN, another multi-day runner. Broke out yesterday quite beautifully, 9:30, another second day play today. Not as, you know, aggressive of a move to the high side, but we are knocking on the door of that $10 area with a high today of 8 1/3. So ASAN in focus. But I got to tell you, the best of the bunch right now looks to be OPK and DFNS. And I got to tell you, Joey,
tell me.
DFNS scares me a little bit here. It's gotten a little bit more expensive than when we started trading it yesterday. Okay. The spread is quite wide. Look at it. It's like 50 pennies right now, tightening up to 30. So this one can cut you up all sorts of ways, man. You know, you got a cleaver, a machete. You take your pick. You're going to get cut up any way you like here on DFNS. So trade this one carefully.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right, man. Keep your eyes out on that one there, guys. Juan, I don't know if there was any news stepping in. I believe volume would be following it. I heard Sia talking in the background, so maybe we'll get something here momentarily. But anyways, aside from that, I think there'd be a little bit more volume following this if there was some more momentum or price action involved within this to the top side or a specific direction. Yeah, Trader Forever. We were talking about this yesterday, and I'm in the camp of single stock futures. I think that's just a way for these guys to just maximize and capitalize essentially on what we got going on. More participants stepping into the market. It's just another leverage product, and we're seeing a flood of them coming into obviously the NASDAQ, NYSE, the leverage. Whether it be TSLL, METU, the triple Qs, I know that's been here for a while, but in regards to some of these memory names, I'm not the biggest fan of it. And don't forget, with futures, I'm pretty sure there's more risk than there is with options. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it, as I mentioned before. But yeah, what a beautiful VWAP bounce here, Juan. This was a nice indecision print right off the volume weighted average price. Let's see if I can get my flow rocking and rolling here. Now AMD. Now listen, Shreet's like an AMD. I'm like an AMD as well too, down 23%. And Juan's like, hey man, there might be some low key more downside in the NASDAQ. I'm like, I think that might be high key, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we're down about 12.5 is what we pulled back last time. So we're about 10, 11% there, another percent and a half, then I do believe we can bounce maybe off of 656 and continue, but this downtrend is still fully intact. What we would want to see is these indecision prints are very attractive, but I want to see them with more volume backing them like we've seen in this instance right here. A beautiful isolated pivot, you're not wrong, but AMD, we were talking about this yesterday, the breakdown might have just started, to be honest with you. This is an insane run that it's been on, down 23% off the highs. Let's see what we got going on there. I mean, SanDisk, Western Digital, SanDisk down 55%. That's crazy, man. And I mean, same thing with the Kospi. The Kospi is now down around 40% off the highs. So shout out to all, even though I don't think I have any friends from South Korea, all the individuals who have been trading these leveraged products. I was saying this about 10% ago. It's just unfortunate the fact that if you leverage yourself too aggressively and you're not using the right vehicle, you can be in a world of trouble. And I'll pull up the Kospi right now because I think it's really important to note is that we talked about it from a percentage standpoint, Sharif. The amount of people that are involved with the retail space is like 30% of the population almost are involved within the market. But when it only consists of 2 names and you're down 36% using leveraged products, it's absolutely disastrous, and that's why the South Korean regulator said, hey, we're not issuing any more of these leverage systems anymore because it's too dangerous. And on the way down, even though it's fantastic on the way up, if you don't sell on the way down, then you're in a world of trouble, and it's not good. All right.
So your friend Kramer yesterday,
36% to the downside. No, what did Jimmy Chill say?
Jimmy Chills, is he?
But that's what he calls himself, Jimmy Chill.
I know, but like he's not chill.
He's a
pretty hyper guy. Right?
No, yeah. I haven't watched Lightning.
He's warning everybody, I guess, bless you, Sia. In current market conditions to watch out trading or investing, trading, whatever, with leverage. It feels like this might be one of those where we get that bigger correction, the margin calls start coming in, the forced liquidations, Joey.
Big time,
right?
Man.
I'm not saying Jimmy Chill is right, but I'm saying that's
no, but you have to be aware. But in all seriousness, you have to be aware of that because if you're leveraged, if you're using anything like, hey, I do believe that this shelf that's been established here, even though there's a key support system at 190, I think there's going to be some form of liquidity grab, and we fill this void right here in between 190 and 165 here on NVDA. By that time, hopefully enough people will be rinsed, and Michael Burry, that guy is going to be out of his short. But no, in all seriousness, but look at SanDisk, like SNDK. If you're buying leverage products on this, you're liquidated. It's 55%. So if you're using a leverage product at 50%, it's impossible because you now need 100% return in order to just get back to where you were before you pretty much ended off at. All right, so $2,300, you're down 50%. I don't know. It's a really tough look, and I was saying this from day one. I don't love these moves in the stock market. I understand if you're participating on the way up, but it's just the painful and the grueling mental exhaustion that you can go through on the way down, and it's just not a pretty sight, man. It really sucks to see that stuff.
Yeah, it is what it is. I get it. I'm going to take advantage of this latest downturn here.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be buying, guys. I just don't know when or what I'm going to be buying, but I'm not buying LGHL as it just lost trend again. So, guys, we're going to start 0 for 2 to start the day here so far. I got stopped out of DFNS. It was a great stop out, by the way, because take a look at this. Entered at 34, out at 34.5, but look what happened. It dropped into 30.67. So a lot of protection there. So this one failed. And then I got back in to, wrong side, sorry, LGHL, because it reclaimed VWAP, broke the hammer candle high, got into 165, it failed again. So they ain't biting today, baby. You got to be careful with these ones. I'm going to basically just get to it right from the beginning. It doesn't look like we have a lot of continuation today. I like ASAN. I like OPK. They're slower movers, and I'm okay with that because the big movers don't look like they're biting. We'll see if DFNS can kind of work its way back into my good books here with a move above 35, a decided move above 35, but not at the moment. So we're going to have to show some patience, Robin Johnson. Well put there. We're going to send it to C in a second. Sharif, What do you think about SWKS going into earnings right at trend line extending back late May? Shout out to my man Nick Dubb. I'm going to have a good TA for you when we get back from SIA.
Keep an eye out. Oil continuing to slide a bit to the downside as USO currently dropping right now. Oil prices are dropping. Brent as well. I just want to check levels. I'm not seeing any breaking news on this at the moment. Brent at 87 at the moment. We're going to go back to USO, but Iran's IRGC is currently urging Saudi Arabia to lift blockade on Yemen. This is as per certain Iranian news agency sources. Keep an eye out. USO continuing to drop. If, of course, there is any headlines, breaking news. We also have U.S. President Donald Trump as well as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu speaking in shortly. So any headline, any news out of that, I will make sure to keep you updated according as well.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So like when I
You'll learn a fantastic lesson from that. A lesson that nobody would be able to teach. It
was the guy who got me involved with this, invited me into that initial vesting group from day one, and he was banging the table on this for over half a decade. And all of us were like, yo, I told him to keep riding it like a D head, but a lot of our friends were like, man, you have to take some off. And then they dropped a short report later.
Sounds like my Bloom Energy, bro.
Yeah, man, it was later.
Let me just TA this for Nick Dubb, because he's super. Thank you again, Nick, for that. Appreciate you, Nick. So, Assassino, let's go to the chart if we can. This is SWKS, Skyworks Solutions, $9 2/3 billion market cap, wireless networking service. They have analog, mixed signal, semiconductors. They do a number of different things: aerospace, automotive, broadband, cellular, connected home, defense, gaming, industrial, medical, smartphone, tablet. What the hell?
Yeah, what the hell?
Take it easy over there, Mr. Skyworks. But look, Nick, you're absolutely right. This is the daily, but if you don't mind, Nick, I'm just going to flip to the weekly here super quick, just to show, what look, Joey, I mean, a lot of these names, they had their best time during the COVID times or early 20s, and they may never see these prices again. Nick, right away, you're seeing here rejection of that blue line. That's a 200 moving average, exponential on the weekly. So it looks as if this one is respecting the downtrend using the 200 EMA as resistance. So to me, Nick, I'd love a move above that 85 and a closing print. I don't want to see this nonsense over here, Nick. See that? Look at the week of July 15th, 2024, July 22nd, 2024, and again July 29th. That's what we call the three-period rule. It didn't actually close 3 weeks above that 200 EMA. And that's why we talk about the 3-period or the 3% rule. Take your pick which one you want to use. The 3-period rule, I specifically use the word period because it depends on what you're charting. If you're charting on the 5, it's 3 5-minute candles. If you're charting on the weekly, it's 3 weekly candles. So that's not what I want to see right there. It's got a propensity or a history of breaking through the 200 moving average on the weekly and failing. And you saw over here, it moseyed on up right into that 200 and failed. So I'd like a move and a closing print for 3 different periods above 85. That's what I'd be looking for there. I hope you print on this, Nick, but there clearly is support right around $50. The problem is, though, Nick, you're putting in lower highs into that $50 support. That's not what I want to see, right? But I don't know what you've got on this, what the plan is, but in any event, I hope you do well into earnings today, says Nick. So shout out to my man. All right, Asan. ASAN is Rip City. Rip City. ASAN. Let's get to this one. It's not. Is it on the New York? Oh, I got it right, Joey. I actually fumbled the keys there. There goes ASAN. It's only up 9.16%, but it's on the way to the $0.50 here. Here comes 49. 50s just showed up. So we're going to keep a close eye here on ASAN. And for everybody else who's been trading KIDZ, I want to let you know that this one is trying to mosey on back into the volume weighted average price. Bovin, what do you think about this, brother? Because you're usually picking these bad boys up off area lows for a retracement into VWAP, Bovin. I see VWAP here at around 69 pennies, 70 pennies. So it's showing 67 now. It looks like it's going to make its way there pretty soon. So let me know what you guys think about KIDZ. But I got to tell you, Joey, I'm not liking anything at the moment. Well, we got to go.
We got to go
back.
Desk.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out on SpaceX, SPCX closing, inching up 2.5% on the day. A little bit of an uptick here. He's announced, Elon Musk has announced via X, a post on X saying that Grok 4.6 will be releasing around August 7th. Grok 4.6 releasing around August 7th. A little bit of an uptick on SpaceX, currently trading around the $116 region.
Thank you. KC 526 from the very clean city of New York.
Yeah.
Shout out to Case. Come on, Case. She said last week that sometime her and I are going to fight.
Oh.
So, you know.
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Why?
Uncle, no rush, Uncle Sharif. Would you look at ACU swinging since last week? Find out what's going on with ACU, Joey.
Uncle is crazy.
I know, it's because I call it Uncle Sheriff Shitlist. That's why.
Oh.
Right, so let's get to ACU. Let's go to the 4-hour here. Casey's ripping into this. Oh my days. This is a beautiful chart, Case. Already up 3 and change on the day, $59 high. If you don't mind, Case, I'm just going to flip to the weekly, get a better. What the hell is this beauty? This is a beautiful looking chart, man. Beautiful. The higher lows are what is operative here. You know, sometimes you get these peaks and troughs. That's normal chart action. But the most important thing is that we continue to put in those higher lows because I want to see the buyers getting more and more exuberant, picking this up at higher and higher levels. And that's exactly what you're seeing here, Case. $59. If this drops down to 50, I'd be buying more simply because you got 50 resistance back in mid-2021. You got 50 resistance in early 2024. You got it again in mid-24. And now you're getting the decided flat top break through 50 for the first time last week. You're getting a beautiful looking hammer candle this week, even though we're only 2 days deep into the week. I like this look, Case. I would say, you know, if it drops down to 50 for whatever reason, you should be refilling there. But that's, of course, up to you. I like this. This looks really good, Casey. Really the best thing that I take from this is the higher lows and the 50 initial resistance, which I look to flip to support. I hope you print.
What you got there, Randy? What? Oh, Chi.
We covered that one, Assassino, because he actually put it before he super chatted. Then I answered it. Then I saw the super chat come in. So thanks to Nick Dub again, always.
All right, guys, there we go. You can see that we're in some AMDL, some leverage plays right here, 48.10, now climbing up to 48.61. We want to try to hold this to 49, in which we'll piece off approximately half of our position right now. So we'll just type in, we'll have our order posted up there just in case it does come and run into that. But again, we have to be cautious on what we got going on. Go AMD, go T-Triple-Qs, says use Matt. Yeah, I mean, let's see, man. We have a new high of the day, I believe it is, in NVDA, which is good. We'll take that. I bought some more at 193 this morning, approximately 193, 194. So I told Sharif, man, everything is calculated in NVDA shares. It doesn't matter what it is. I go, it's just calculated and just see how much NVDA shares is going to cost me. But no, in all seriousness, guys, let's see if we can get a nice hold of the volume weighted average price. I understand that we are holding up on this trend. You get this slight break, but there is a clear resistance zone. Depends how deep this pullback is. There it is. So we're starting to come back in already. Didn't quite run into that marker, but we won't hit panic mode at all. AMD short on Joe Mother. Do you wanna what? What the hell? All right. Sometimes you gotta not read Tony. Tony, he's up and down and around sometimes with that guy, but still love you, brother. Now, the market is around the highs. Very dangerous. Do you even understand what he wrote on there? I don't know if you tried to read it or not. Very dangerous to go against what we have right now. There is a slight gap down. Now, would I be surprised if we end up filling this and heading towards the top end of this support system or resistance system? No, not at all, right? Especially with this name finding its footing and Apple doing Apple things, even though right out of the gate there was some strength and then decided to sell off a little bit, now moving sideways. But nonetheless, I do believe at some point, just what we've seen so far in the data that's displayed is the ebb and flow is most definitely in place. So I have no issues with flipping and going short or going with the flow and continuing to move long. So that's what we have right now. Tesla was our primary suspect here today. Now we are on some AMDL looking for that 49 fill to take off half of our position there, my friend.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you want me? I can keep going, man.
I was just gonna respond to options and deep. Sharif, thoughts on BIYA, brother? I'm not a fan. Simply because it fails one of my rules. It's trading below the volume weighted average price, but I get BIYA was a looker yesterday. We had it, of course, on the side chart, but doesn't mean it has to be a looker today, right? What the hell is this thing doing? There we go. Look, if it gets above 550, despite this awful, awful sell-off at 935, a spike up at 930, then a drop to Hades. Who knows what Hades means? Down into 403.
That's crazy.
Into 403. Now we're somewhere in between. Yeah, look, it's not bad. It's not bad. A move above 550 gets me interested again, just simply because, you know, that topping tail candle shows you've got resistance there. So let me know how that works out, options and deep. Mike P. D. Rider. Bro, so slow. I'm about over this no volume having ass market. I can't find, Neil likes that guy. I can't find much right now. POLA, my only trade. Yeah, man, I get it. I completely get it, Mike. You know, the pickings are slim. That's just the way it is, right? I'm in OPK at the moment because it looks like, you know, it's just at the 10 EMA, and I'm going to try to ride the 10. If it loses area low, which is the 1050 candle at 162, I'm out, right? But don't forget, ASAN just cleared the $0.50 here. Now, this isn't, you know, your typical small cap gapper, but, you know, I'm hesitant to say, oh, we're on our way to 9 now that we've cleared 8.5, because I'd reserve that kind of, you know, price action for a small cap gapper. This doesn't really fit that criteria, but it's above the $0.50, so whatever resistance was sitting there could be gone now. You could give this one the old community college try, or as Joey calls it, the JUCO try. I'd give it to the mid-30s here. That risks 20 pennies for a possible move in to 9, but I don't even think we've decidedly cleared that $0.50 yet to start thinking like that. So, Adam, James, Abroad, Joe, Sharif, Bovin, special in at 480 INLF trying for VWAP. I saw you call it out, Adam, in the chat. You're like, INLF, boom. So I looked it up, and I didn't like what I saw, brother. But you know, it doesn't matter what I like. It matters what you guys like. I like this support area here, Adam. The fact that it was able to generally hold this 5 to 4 3/4, because look at all these topping tail candles at 4 a.m. So you could just tell right away it was a seller at 5. But this is the chart pattern that I don't like, right? This is coming from a lot higher, 918. Now we're trading at 5. I'm going to have to see a lot more than this, right? 625, maybe 650. Sure, that puts me, you know, out of the, it removes a possible profit here of $1.50 should it make its way up there, but I'd rather choose that than guessing. So I hope you print, Adam, obviously on INLF. A move into VWAP, which is what Adam was calling out, would take you all the way up into about 5 2/3. You're showing 5 right now. That's a good amount of profit there, 63 pennies on a $5 name. Should it do that? So keep your eye out on that. But for me, I'm going to steer clear. We're going to pause for a second. We're going to send it up to the big desk with Adara and Juan for the Euro close.
As we know, yesterday, Euro was certainly in focus with that ASML move to the downside. Lots to talk about, though, overnight in the Asian markets and in the U.S. markets today. So with that in mind, how are the European markets looking in this very, very intense and volatile international context one?
Well, European shares rising for the 3rd straight day, apparently, led by strong consumer as well as automotive earnings. And that's pretty much offsetting the losses in banking as well as tech sector, all right? If we take a look at the indexes, Stocks Euro 600 up marginally, and that's massive value rotations coming in from consumer goods, offsetting that of the hardware tech space that I mentioned earlier. Now we go, sorry about that. If we take a look at the German front, the DAX, they were marginally higher. We saw that Mercedes-Benz, they rose over 5% to lead the index after hitting their targets in the passenger car segment after their Q2 results. And apart from that, AI-related stocks such as Infineon and Siemens Energy, they both dropped by around 1%. That's, of course, concerns from those Chinese competition as well as rising funding needs. We heard that news yesterday on ASML getting heavily affected. But apart from that, if we head over to France, the CAC 40 also rising by about 0.4%. That's based off consumer goods such as Louis Vuitton. They rose by about 0.5%, accelerated the Q2 sales as well as strong first half results. That boosted also sector peers such as Hermes. They were up by nearly 2%, as well as Kering. They were up by more than 2%. And apart from the consumer goods sector, we also see the aerospace sector, Safran. They jumped by about 3.6%, raising their full year guidance on a strong first half of the year, driven by mainly their civil aircraft engine parts demand, and also driving that demand, driving operating margin to a record 18.4%. So good earnings outlook for that of Safran and also Louis Vuitton. Moving over to the United Kingdom, we saw consumer stocks offsetting that of the weaker bank as well as energy sectors. Unilever, they jumped over 6% on strong US demand as well as emerging market results, a higher 2026 outlook as well. The banking sector, Barclays, they fell by about 5% despite a 16% rise in their Q2 group income. And energy stocks, of course, with the ceasefire from Trump and Iran against Iran remaining a bit pressured, falling oil prices as well. Shell down by 0.8%, BP also down by 0.4%. But the main story here, of course, is semiconductor names. They remain weighed down. ASML, they fell by about 0.5% today. That's off the news of those Chinese mass production of local DUV chip making equipment. It's creating a huge headwind in all of Europe for the chip sector. But we should watch out for, of course, AMD's results later, because that will definitely determine the direction in terms of European semiconductor at the open. We will see ASML, BE Semiconductor, and Infineon, whether they face further structural liquidations or whether or not there's a sharp technical bounce at the open on Wednesday.
Yeah, memory certainly in focus here, and of course tech also in focus. It'll also be in focus even more when we talk about the Asian markets with Juan over here at 3:30 p.m. So stick with us as we send you back over to the guys.
One very important issue. One, that now Arsenal are said to be in the race to sign Vinicius Jr. for everybody who's out there. Did you hear what he said yesterday, though, Juan? That he doesn't want to leave Madrid transferless, so he'd rather get transferred on a new contract so Madrid can get paid. So, the Madridista don't turn on him. I want to know, what do you think about, number one, the transfer, and what do you think about our likelihood of landing somebody like Vinny, brother?
I've got mixed feelings with signing for Vinny Jr. I've seen the discipline coming from the training ground at Real Madrid, the Mbappe factor. I don't think we should be looking out for someone that I could say
come out with it, Juan.
Not disciplined. But he's a good striker. I'm not going to lie. He didn't perform that well during the World Cup. But in my honest opinion, I'd rather use the money to find more suitable backup options for all the other positions that we really need.
Do you think he's a little bit of a too much drama?
Yes. Definitely.
That's my concern as well. I don't want him screwing up the locker room, Juan. You know what I mean? I don't want that attitude coming in and ruining things at the Emirates.
If he had the personality of Declan Rice, go over it. Let's go. But I don't think so, no.
I love that. Neil loved it. I love it. Thank you, Juan, for coming on and chiming in. In case you guys don't know, Juan is a very, very, ardent Arsenal supporter like myself. So I like Juan just by virtue of that. Roland Espinoza.
Put on a
that's your world right here.
Yeah, we'll pull it up. I just offloaded it in my whole account. So I'm sitting on half the amount of cash. First things first. Someone's been asking, keep that up here because we're going to get to it momentarily, but someone was asking us about UiPath. I just want to touch on it briefly. So what we have going on here is around $13. This is going to be a key inflection point, right? So we want to wait until we can break through this level, but back 3 sessions in a row with some strong price action and a clear buy program going on right now, all right? Ooh. So yeah, things are looking really good for UiPath. Now, as for Robinhood, let's pull it up. Now, there was plenty of opportunities. Recovery, this is a recovery from the lows, but is it up substantially here today? No. Could this be a turnaround moment for for this stock? Absolutely, okay? Now, I think it's really important to note that what is happening a day before, a week before, leading into the session, there we go, we take a little bit off there on AMD. We're fortunate enough to catch that fill. Half the position, we'll leave the other half for $50. Now, what I was getting at, I think it's really important to see what's going on with the underlying asset leading into the earnings report. Like we've seen Tesla on countless occasions just sell, and then sure enough, sell even more after the report. So if you have individuals buying up the stock, maybe somebody knows something, and I think that's really important to know leading into the quarterly release. All right. Now, what we'll do is we're going to post up here at $50. If we're fortunate enough to catch this, then it's like, okay, let's rock and roll a little bit here. I was thinking about going short on the NASDAQ, but then I gathered my thoughts and I'm like, I'm a madman, but I'm not that mad. So I don't want to stand in front of the market right now, considering, especially if this name right here, the second largest company now on the planet, is finding some form of a recovery. I'm not going to call this a base whatsoever. Shout out ASA base. But what we have here, $192 is important. We talked about this level around 195 during our option segment and the options activity finding us a base. We're going to head over to that right now, but I think at some point, I'm not saying it's going to be today or by the end of the week, relatively soon, I do believe we get that dip below 190. Who's happy about that? I am. Why? Because I get to buy more at a cheaper price, okay? And I like that Shreve brought up the point. The fact that he's like, hey, I'm a buyer here. Yes. We want to be buyers here, but you also have to be fair enough. You have to be sitting on cash. So hopefully you do offload a little bit, or if you're putting a little extra cash aside here and there, you want to offload a little bit and get some of these good names at high quality prices. Why? Because I truly believe that a lot of this is noise right now, okay? It's a lot of noise, right? It may sound like massive bangs going on over here in SanDisk and some of these memory storage, but the bottleneck is going to be through to 2027, late 2027, even to through 2028. So a good opportunity could be arising here in a lot of these plays. And you have AMD that's been on a massive run since April of 2026, goes up 200%. That's amazing. Now down 20% and holding up at some key levels. I just don't want us to get too ahead of ourselves because once again, I used this example before. We'll go over back to the NASDAQ. And I mean, I'm kind of comparing apples to oranges at this point. But when you are selling off, we were fortunate enough that during the tariff tantrum, it was pretty quick, like a month and a half. Bang, sold off, and then a massive rebound. That wasn't necessarily the case with some other pullbacks, and I'm not saying we're going into bear market territory. I'm not getting at that, but just be cautious of the bear traps bull traps that we've been going over lately, right? Like you're in a perpetual downtrend here, you rebound to the tune of like, oh, hey, I think we're going to make that push for all-time highs, but then you flush lower. So just be cautious of these moves. And I use the example of iBid, NVDA, and within SpaceX before you made new lows. That could be a scenario that happens in the NASDAQ. You get those relief rallies, and I know Neil's mentioned this before. Those relief rallies can seem relatively strong, but then sure enough, boom, it just tanks a little bit lower, right? So when you're moving down fast and furious, those bounces are nice and where you can take advantage of them, but you just have to be cautious of lower lows at that point as well, too.
Joey,
yeah,
you brought up Ace of Base, so you got me in a singing mood now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Fabian, it's like in our eye, brother. What?
Yeah, bro.
This guy, you're killing me, man. What's your favorite Ace of Base song?
I don't know any.
Oh man. No, I can't sing anything. Neil's looking at it.
I know.
Well, come in, Sia. You got the button.
Bro, if you guys haven't noticed.
Ace of Base, like the band?
Yeah.
All That She Wants.
Yeah, Sia. Yeah.
All that she wants.
Come on, you don't have one? I thought you didn't know it.
But like, see, the thing is though,
All That She Wants.
Is that one of the songs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone was actually just singing it in the chat. I think that's what jogged my memory, man. Who we gotta shout him out, Neil? Hold on a second. Overthinking Bear. You never liked Ace of Base, Neil?
Oh.
That's crazy. That's all right. You know how everybody has to like the same type of music. Neil's like, why am I on camera? Get me off. I'm trying to eat, man. All right, man. We're having a good time.
Yes, sir.
What
year this ban originated?
You were like 2 years old.
94?
So I give you credit.
94?
Well, that's what that's the banger album.
Okay.
I saw the sign. Don't turn around.
I thought it was I Saw the Sun.
Sign.
Oh,
yeah.
Sign. All right.
All right, yeah. Well, I can see why you think that. Wrong? What do you mean, Neil? Neil's coming hard, bro.
What are you saying,
and then
man?
he pretends like he doesn't hear. You know? Okay.
Yeah, he's locked in. That's why.
Yeah, sign, bro. All right, man.
Yeah, sign, bro. Like, my bad, bro. If you guys didn't notice, I pretty much live under a rock.
There you go. Well, I don't know about that, Joey, but you were kind of young. Like, I can't blame you, right?
Well, think about it. Somebody asked how old I was.
I was in grade 6 when that song came out. You were still probably doing some stuff there in baby world.
It says someone's saying sun, bro.
Sun, bro. It's not. It's side, man. All right, we're having a good time. Ram.
I don't have Apple.
What's your favorite Ace of Base song? Come on, Ram, man. She's always putting a pooper on everybody's party, man. All right, guys, DFNS. It's zagging. A little above 30, a little bit below 30. What are we going to do here, DFNS? It does look like it wants to take out 30. Prior bar high. Oh, God, this thing again. DFNS. Prior bar high on the 5, pardon me, is 30.36. Prior to that, it's 30.80. So we just definitely have a lot of resistance in the 30s. So I don't want to be jumping in just because we're above 30 again. It is putting in higher lows, though. Okay, up 130%. I'm assuming this is going to be a lot of people's radars. That includes the shorts as well. So I don't have anything at the moment, and I really don't have anything that I like here. Really, DFNS might be the only one, and it's already breaking down. Now, you guys see I'm in OPK. I'm break even at the moment on that because it's doing nothing. It's straddling the 10 EMA, and honestly, if I had to tell, I got to get out of this because it's starting to do the rounded top, right? Where got into 168, it's dropping below. I've already put my stop at a local area low, so if it breaks through that, we'll let this one go. But INLF trying to go. I put it on my side chart, despite the fact that I had not put it, Bovin, earlier, because you and Adam keep talking about it. But I'm not liking the look of its jib, man. INLF. Here it is, Joey. Right into 5.25. We're still substantially below the volume weighted average price. Let me throw in the ticker. Yeah, this is just, it's not for me, guys. It's just not. I get you guys could probably make money on this. You guys are great picking these up off the lows, riding them into VWAP. That's not my style. It's not my strategy, right? I'm going to steer clear of this one for now. Man.
Absolutely. Shreve, we just caught a fill there, but yeah. See, Terrible Trade says, yeah, man, this guy's really gutsy for taking this TQ short. Yeah, absolutely. It's I might be Terrible Trades 2.0. That was a horrible. So whatever we made on that one, we had significantly more size here on the NASDAQ looking for that short. Just not going to go with NVDA continuing to rip. And I was saying that. I'm like, man, it's just not logical to do that. And then sure enough, I decided to get a little bit of a move here, but that wasn't the case as it puts in new highs. So we're fortunate enough to get this AMDL trade, but it was just offset by that loss there pretty much. I mean, it's like crazy. 30 cents one way, and then you get your $1, almost $2 to the top side here on at 50 on AMDL. So yeah, it's just unfortunate of what it is. I'm not going to try it again there. But yeah, nice recovery here in NVDA. This is what we want to see now. Positive, almost a percentage point, guys, with a low of around 192.69 here on the day. But the names that are still down double digits, it's just, man, day after day, it's just selling. But I mean, that's what happens. It's the inverse, right? Like you have sessions where you wake up and you're up 10, 15%. Now, unfortunately, you are to the downside. Someone was mentioning BM&R. Yeah, nice recovery, but still negative on the day, Sharif. 0.4%.
What a shock.
Yeah.
It's negative, Joey? It doesn't do that often.
But listen, Sharif, at least it's 40% off of the lows, right? Or no? All right.
No, Joey. No.
All right. Ethereum 24% off the lows.
I can't wait till it breaks all-time lows. I'll feel a lot better then.
Yeah. For sure, man. All-time lows, you'll feel a little bit better. But no, in all seriousness, here it is. MSTR up 20% off of the lows. What are we on? Bitcoin.
What are we on,
the
Joey?
Local lows. We'll figure that out here momentarily, Sharif. We'll pull up IBIT to see any form of recovery.
Yeah, thanks for that.
No, I just believe that at some point it. Yeah, 10%, right? So you want to look at the leverage plays, and I know I believe Sean and I are in the same camp of just if you're going to be looking at anything cryptocurrency related, you may as well go leveraged at this point, right? Like, what more can you lose, in my opinion, other than obviously the rest? But not to make light of it or laugh at it, but it's in all seriousness. It's like, what are we doing?
I'm excited to lose it all, bro. I'll learn a really good lesson.
No,
it will teach me the lesson that no words could teach me. Straight up.
But okay, so what's the lesson?
The lesson is when you have technical levels.
Yeah. Oh, follow
them. If you get into a trade for a technical trade, you get out for a technical trade. You don't be like, oh, you know, Ethereum will come back at some point. You know, I'll just, you know, I'll wait it out. No, I can wait it out, you know, later. I can wait out in cash, and then when the trend turns, I can get back in.
Yeah,
that's a lesson. That's a mistake I won't make.
I really like that you made that point. If you're making a technical trade, get out on the technicals. And I'm assuming you also are going to refer to if you're making a fundamental trade, make sure you get out on the fundamentals.
100%.
I really like that mentality. So yeah, I can most definitely get behind that. Get out of the technicals. So if we were going to get out on the technicals on this POS, unfortunately. That would be iBid. I mean, it was all fun and games, right, for a little bit here in regards to climbing higher, but now we're down 50%. So we need 100% return here in iBid just to get back to that previous all-time high. But if you make that move, I'm going to suspect that you're going to surpass that. I just don't know if and when it is going to be. Oh, there it goes. We have to take this now, Sharif. This is it. This is going to be the game changer.
Get it, Joey.
Let's see if we can get another move just a little bit lower. But see, as soon as you need a little bit,
lower?
As soon as you need a little bit, it's game over pretty much at that point. So let's see if the NASDAQ is going to come in. I mean, I'm not expecting us to completely break down here at this point, but any form of a pullback back into 62, we like it and we like our chances. So let's see what we got going on.
Joey, I have to call this out now because this is the second halt up in a row. It's on very little volume. TT Mass, as well as others, calling out SFTS. So let's find out what this one is doing. It's up 20%, 20.75%. But I want to tell you guys the volume on this, okay? 72,100 shares, okay? It's halted up twice now. First halt level, 329. Second halt level looks like 367. We're going to put it on a trading screen here momentarily. This one was doing nothing. It closed out yesterday at $3.04. So it's up, you know, decent amount here. We're closing in on the dollar. Now, look, I don't have a headline on this. So it's breaking out here for no reason. Not like I care too much about the headline, but something with this low volume is going to get me a little bit more curious. So SFTS here halted up yet again, up 20.75%. But guys, Randy, it's a 4.75 million, not billion, but million market cap. So to say exactly, Randy's going like this. To say minuscule, Randy's got a ticker here for me, and it looks fantastic on the chart. It's a Toronto stock, guys. MG. Okay, what's the name? Magna. Oh, we know Magna, man. Fantastic. Yeah.
Small cap capper.
Is it actually a small cap? Magna? Mid cap, right? Magna is
it Magna?
Out,
the Stronix?
Yeah.
Shout out to Stronix. I know, well, I don't know him anymore, but Frank, you know,
Did he win the trial? He got a couple.
Oh no, not senior, junior.
Oh, you're
junior. Yeah.
The senior one.
Yeah,
he got clipped there, Joey.
Dude, I told everyone this story. I was at the compound. I went and partied on their compound.
In Aurora?
Yeah. Oh man,
it
was definitely yeah. It was like a Jake Paul party before Jake Paul was even doing all that stuff.
I like that. Yeah. I like that description. Yeah, well, that's the way it is, man.
That's the way it goes, man.
There. But yeah, so the Stronix guy, in case you guys don't know, he had a couple of trials.
Yeah.
He did win some of them. He actually has a really good lawyer. If anybody's in the Toronto area and you guys are looking for a really good criminal lawyer, her name is Leora Shemesh. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask you this here. Yeah. Continue on. I'm going to show you. I'm going to ask you if you're familiar with the name, actually.
Okay. Max, should I say the name or no?
No, I'm not. Probably not. But
yes, I do know that name.
Yeah? You know him?
Yes. Why?
I was with him on the weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah, on Saturday. And it turns out that we also have a mutual friend as well, too.
You and him?
Yeah.
Very
I'll tell you. I forgot to tell you about it. Yeah, I'll tell you more about it. I'll tell you more about it for sure.
Very cool. Tame Panda. I love your guys' long lens angle from behind where you're sitting. It's like I'm in the studio. Yeah, man. I mean, that's the production team doing production team things, man. There we are right there. So we got the 4-monitor setup. Tiff, go back to that. There we go. So this one, that's where I put all my side charts. When I'm looking at the 5-second chart, it's that. And then you guys can see my scanner right there. There's Ram. There she is going through the night right there. Get it, Ram. And we're having a good time, Joey. But we're in a couple of positions here, and neither of them is treating me well. But this was the plan here on ASAN that I want to add into that third of $1. So we add here. We're going to keep a close eye on it. SFTS, let's put this up on a trading screen so we can get a gander of what to expect. SFTS on the new NASDAQ? No, not New York, NASDAQ. There we go. STFS, pardon me, guys. STFS on the New York. There we go. So halt time, 11:40:40. Current time, 11:54. So this will be at minimum a 15-minute halt with the opening coming 11:55:40. Current time. Current time is 11:54. Okay, 53. So we have another minute at the earliest. This will open in another minute. So. Eduardo,
bro, what is that? What is this guy even talking about?
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool.
Yeah, I know. I know it's Mr. Gray, but what does he mean? What is he? Why is that? Why are we like? Why did we bring in that? Why is that brought up?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You can't ask me to speculate in the mind of another, Joey.
Speculate.
Ozan, as Salah did not sign for Besiktas, I don't love Sharif anymore. Look, brother, he was probably asking for a lot of money, right? I didn't mind him going to Besiktas because I wanted him to stay in the Champions League, right? That was what I was thinking he was trying to do here. But I also wouldn't mind seeing him, and don't attack me for this, Ozan. I wouldn't mind seeing Salah still play in a higher level league. I'm not crapping on the Turkish Super League. I think they're pretty good, but they're not top 4. Right, I want to see him in La Liga. I want to see him either in Serie A, maybe the Bundesliga. I don't want to see him in the French league, right? We call that lovingly the Farmers League, if you know.
Oh,
right?
What does that mean?
So yeah, well, that's what it is, man. I want Salah at LAFC. I did debate that with my old man, that Salah may make a move to North America, probably for money. Neil, did you hear that the MLS is switching their season style? They're going to have a shortened season, and then they're going to go on the European season. So I love that, so that we can actually kind of coincide with the European season for footy. So, guys, INLF is making a move here into the volume-weighted average price. So shout out to Bovin, shout out to Adam. They're both yelling boom right as I say it. Good job, boys. Good job. Proud of you guys, man. Way to stick to your guns. Way to stick to your convictions. I'll join you guys on INLF should it make its move above 6.25. We'll decide at the time, but that's what I'm watching right now. Joey, what do you got?
Good stuff, man. I got to get out of this trade here momentarily, especially what we do have. Once this trend, like this micro trend is broken, then we have to get out, right? Like 62.20 obviously acting as some form of a brick wall on us here within the NASDAQ. So if we can't break through this level, then with a couple of the names just continuously grinding, then you have to be prepared that we're too early, and we'll probably have to wait, if we are fortunate enough to get any form of a pullback, to that 2:30, 3 o'clock hour to see if we can get anything. We're still live by that time, and I'm trading, obviously, by that means, God willing, that is. But
get
yeah,
it, Joey.
I mean, I hope by that time I'm still alive. But anyways, yeah, we'll see what we got going on, man. It was just putting all the risk, and I said, you know what? Let's see, man. I thought at some point we were going to get a bounce. Yeah, sure enough, now it's gone. And this would have been an absolute month maker with this bad boy, as Tesla's continuing to grind $7.22. Just about to turn on to positivity. So, I mean, yeah, not a horrible look whatsoever, especially off these lows. Just a little bit too early, too premature on this one. So, yeah, it's unfortunate we didn't get to participate in this beautiful rally break through the volume-weighted average price on Tesla. But, yeah, upticks there, upticks in the NAS. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen until later, Juan. We're going to have this gap fill, right? So the NASDAQ is probably going to go up to 680. And then who knows what happens from that point. Maybe you have some sellers step back in.
TFNS.
But it's still complete buy program on this bad boy right now. I was hoping that from a collective unit, like as a group, that we would have the memory names drag us south. But that's not the case either. As you can see, we're still down 13% in SanDisk. right? Like, okay, reject VWAP, I can get behind that one there. Applied Materials down 7%. Man, Burry's cooking up a storm over here right now, Sharif, 34%. I wonder if he plans on offloading. Like, what's his objective? Where is he going to get? Yeah, the Burman. I don't even know what this guy, to be honest with you, looks like.
You don't know what he looks like?
No, but Sharif, you have to understand. I'll listen, but again, it's a part of what we do, but half of these individuals,
how do you know
I could not care about whatsoever. Like, all I know is that this guy's frustrating me. Yeah, now that I know his face, even more frustrating.
Bro, hey, what do you want from him, man?
He's a handsome dude. He's doing his thing. Yeah, exactly.
He's doing his thing, man. The Burman.
Yeah, the Burman.
He doesn't get it all right. He was completely wrong about the longevity of these chips, right? But he was right about some other stuff.
Are you talking about him putting a long in Microsoft right now?
Is he long Microsoft?
Too, yeah.
Yeah, well, so is Ackman, so that'll make a couple of them there. Yeah, shut up.
That are long Microsoft?
I have no beef with Burman.
Birdman, yeah.
Tweet.
I mean, again, this isn't a horrible place to go long, in my opinion, with Microsoft. I mean, the stock.
He's long Microsoft from 350 apparently, so he's like $47 in the money.
So I want to figure out his entry. What is apparently? Where do you find the apparently?
No, somebody said it in the chat.
But where do they find that he's long?
I don't know, brother. Dillian, 47.47. Said it.
All right, how does he, like, let me know where you found that out.
Want me to find out, Joe, exactly what he's long, where he's long. Where is Michael? We'll have to fact check this. Burry, long MSFT from. We'll have to run this through a couple of different
So he's short NVDA at 210.
Okay. He disclosed his long position, though. Okay. What price is he long from? Come on, bro. Let's find out, Joey. Searching the web. He did not disclose. Yeah, Burry stated that he viewed 350 as an excellent buying opportunity and a great level to buy Microsoft directly. He didn't disclose that he's long there, though. Rather than buying common stock, he purchased long-dated call options. He has the December 15th, 2028 leaps. What does that mean? With a strike price of the low 700s. He noted that he chose leap options because he considered them relatively inexpensive compared to his multi-year upside outlook for the stock. I hope he prints. I know he's not the only one that's interested in the name, and that makes sense to me. Anyway.
So before we send it over to the desk, I know it's so NVDA 210 Micron. He's short from 933. Okay, iShares SOX X. He is a large short stock option. Okay, stock options. Caterpillar, he's short from 893 apparently. And Applied Materials originally initiated in late June. So I don't have any position on that. So yeah. All right, man. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Don't short the NASDAQ right now. It's not. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Not financial advice. Just don't. Brunfield. What do you want me to do about Tesla? I've tried it so many times. I told you I'm not trading the thing from intraday perspective.
Tell him, Joey.
All right. Send it over to the desk.
Boom.
Let's take a look at how the market is doing at the moment before diving into what is happening now. You have the SPY currently up very close to 0.5% on the day. You have the triple Qs that are down 0.5%. The Dow at the moment inching closer to being up 1.5% on the day, whereas the IWM is up 0.20%. Let's take a look at this ticker here. So you have eBay. I had a little bit of a story here. eBay and several former executives have agreed to pay nearly a $56 million in a settlement with a Massachusetts couple, that is Ina and David Stainer, who had been the target of a bizarre harassment and stalking scheme. So attorneys, they had been subjected to a quote-unquote terror campaign in 2019 that was quote-unquote designed to stop their reporting. Attorneys for the Stainers had said in a release. So the Stainers had run e-commerce bites, which is a website closely followed by online sellers, which had angered eBay executives who didn't like its tone and content. So communications had also revealed in a 2014 complaint that had been brought on by federal prosecutors as well, that it showed senior eBay executives exchanging messages about Ina Stainer, including one where former CEO of the company, Devin Wenig, had said, quote unquote, take her down. We're also going to take a look at USO and oil levels right now. You have USO trading around 119. It's down close to 4.5% on the day. You have Brent trading around $86 per barrel, down over 4.5% on the day. So according to Israel's Channel 12 News just a couple minutes ago, during the meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu, that is Prime Minister of Israel, and U.S. President Donald Trump, a large team of presidential staff members were present. Vice President J.D. Vance, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, CIA Director Ratcliffe, and United States Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff. So you have Brent at the moment that is, like I said, down, sliding over 4.5% today. Before we send it back to the guys for the show, let's also send it to Neil for his lesson of the day.
Thank you, Sia. And, this one, it'll be double barrel because I have to, because anytime this happens particularly, I have to make it the focus of the lesson. But there is a second part to this. And the first part is simply, when you're trading, remember that while you are engaging with the market you're putting your bids, your offers, you're getting in and out, you're taking positions. So you are engaging with the market, but the market isn't really engaging back with you. Like, I don't care what kind of a trader you are. You are infinitesimal, unimportant aspect of whatever the volume is on most stocks that you are going to be trading. Almost certainly that is going to be true. So it doesn't care what has just happened. You just have to be able to make one trade, make the next trade. I say this for a reason because, I had a few short ideas this morning, and one of them was SMCI. Obviously, it did the good fortune of breaking the low, did topping tail wick, breaking the low, coming right into what was VWAP at the time for a short. I got short, I should get on the bid and take some out, and proceeded to first trade of the day, keystroke reverse long. And obviously, just as it's falling apart. Now, all I could do in that moment was, hey, just get out of it right away. There's nothing you can do. You kind of bungled it. What I don't usually do here is I don't FOMO back into the short at a much worse price because I feel like doing FOMO is not the way to go. You get out, have a short memory, it's done. Like, I missed my entry, which was the risk reward I liked. I bungled it, obviously, and all you can do is move on to the next. Obviously, if I chase, it's going to work out. But I know that for me is not the way to go. The way to go is just to resume plan of action, go down the list, find literally the same setup in DRAM, drop, pop into VWAP almost instantly, find that exact same setup on another stock that I'm watching, play that one to the low, get it back, and move on to the next. Don't compound the mistake. Now, the important thing to remember about this is if I FOMO into that short, just say, oh my goodness, what the heck am I doing? And then just chase that move down. Does it work? It absolutely would work. But that's not the point. That's not the point at all. That's not the setup I was looking for. It was the false break of the high, taking out, making lower highs, short the volume weighted average price after that false break of the high. And that setup was there on DRAM. So I go over to DRAM and I've got to leave SMCI alone. Possibly could have had it here. That was reasonable. So took a shot in there, but probably should have had it at that VWAP trade because that's part of the playbook. You've just got to then move back into your plan. Like, don't freak out, don't overreact. You can't do anything about the past. Market doesn't care what you just did. You can only make the next available trade. And sometimes the next available trade is looking at market conditions and understanding that if you like, I like mean reversion trades, maybe not as much as Obi, but as much as the next person. And if you were watching Palantir this morning, wasn't on my list, but whoops, I just put PayPal in there. Ooh, PayPal's back in VWAP. I might like this one off VWAP again. Palantir, to say that it was dropping a little bit more than normal when it got 10% down, it turned itself into, if a big cap tech company goes that 10% mark and shows any kind of a bottoming tail, that's SSR play. And I said very clearly, as it was dropping down, you know my role. I'm either looking VWAP or I'm looking to prior lows. I pulled back the chart and said, hey, once it holds a bid and goes first green holding the bid, the play is to this gap. So that's what we do. We grab it, holds the low, grab the first buck, Actually got both fills in here. Average price about 118 change. So when it gets you that 119 and then when it gets that 120 wick, that's the scalp trade. It's just a matter of waiting for the next. And you like it was right about here at 121 that we're waiting for this trade. It's not about just jumping into it into the long. There's other ways you could play this too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's some traders that'll be like, okay, I like it in and around 120, and they'll buy all of this on the way down, looking for it to hold a level, and then they'll hold it all the way up. Right? To each your own. Like if you get yourself an average price in at 19 and maybe you're giving it $2.50 and then you just hold it for a bigger win. Like that's to each, like as I said, to each their own. It's one of the biggest movers down if you like reversion. It suddenly moves into your radar. For me, I know the trade I like. I want any bottoming tail candle, little wick hold to the bottom, hold that low, jump in on the first green when it changes behavior, and then take my scalp trade very defined because keep the risk tight, only risking about I was able to actually risk less than 50 pennies on Palantir, which is fantastic on Palantir if you're able to. So that's the trade I'm looking for. But it's just about moving on to the next. Started the day with a keystroke error in what was supposed to be my best short. But you've got to be able to move on. Find the next trade. Find the trade after that. That's one of the things that, for those that have read One Good Trade, if you have read it, I think it is a good read. And the point of it isn't to trade one stock. The point of it isn't to make one trade a day. It's literally the opposite, to be perfectly honest with you. If you read that, it's about any trader is just looking for that one opportunity that looks the best in the moment. When that is done or that is concluded, you are looking for the next good opportunity. And as a trader, it doesn't mean you're always in something, but you're always looking for the next one once you've completed the trade. Like, I don't mind you trade multiple symbols, but it's like, what's the next one? What's the next trade? What's the next opportunity? And if something bad happens, like you take a trade that makes sense, it doesn't work out, maybe you make a keystroke error, maybe you make a FOMO, whatever it might be, remember the market doesn't care about that. So when the next good trade comes along, you've got to be able to treat it with an open mind. You've got to be able to treat it with a short memory. That's why one of my favorite ball players of all time is going to be Mariano Rivera. Like, dude didn't blow many saves, but it never shook him. Never got shook. Demeanor was the same. Didn't matter if he was having a good day or a bad day. You couldn't tell. He was just the Iceman on the mound. And that's what you have to be as a trader. It's not an easy thing to get to, but you want to be, that's not to say you're emotionalist, but you want to be that person that just, hey, you're just executing, and you move from one execution to the next execution, and then be able to have that robotic action if you can. So there's your lesson of the day. We got plain old chicken and potatoes, but it is barbecue chicken. So I'll give it that with some vegetables. It's about as average as you're going to get for lunch, but it's tasty. Whatever barbecue sauce I have on here tastes pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with the lunch. We'll send you guys back to the midday. Good luck. This market is hunting for green. From capitulation day to the NASDAQ possibly going green when the ES is already there, volatility is fun.
All righty, fantastic stuff as always. Yeah, Sharif, I want to get into a couple of things because we're having a good conversation in the chat. Ann and I were looking at this, and she's like, hey, some strong sell volume. I'm like, you know what? I'm not seeing it just yet. That doesn't mean things won't change. But I want us to keep our eyes on the tape, and when we run into key support levels, it's really important. So when you run into a support level, you'll see on the tape that we hit the ask and above the ask immediately. But what's really important here is look at the volume, okay? When we are selling, look at the selling pressure compared to what we're seeing in the buying pressure. Now, just by eyeing this out, it looks like there's a little bit more buying pressure than there is selling pressure. Can things change? Absolutely. There's no question about it. But we want to focus when we run into key inflection points is like, hey, what is the tape telling us and what is the volume profile telling us? Can we break this $62 marker? I hope so. I truly do. But right now, the market does seem relatively strong. And with Apple and Google, NVIDIA, AMD finding its recovery, it might be a little bit tougher of a short. And as I was mentioning before, we want to wait until that 2:30, maybe 3 o'clock hour if this doesn't work out. Okay, so you can see with each individual candle, even when we're looking at this from a micro perspective, is that they're higher lows, right? And we're not breaking down with the force that we should be. So that just tells me that there's buyers engaged. Can the narratives change? Like that right there, that's what we want to see, is some clean flushes on the tape. And you see that displayed through the size here, right? So we scroll back in time, and then if we can push through and break this, we want to see the momentum and the volume pick up. Because right now we're moving lower and the volume is decreasing. We can classify that as diverging. We want to see them converge, and what we want is the size to step in, and there it goes. Nice call out there, Anna. We like this so far. Just saw that bang. Nice look, but we want to see this volume pick up, and then we can definitely be off to the races for some form of a pullback here in the NASDAQ.
Joey, what would you say I eat most often?
Eggs.
Excellent. Excellent, Joseph. Excellent.
Eggs.
Not even a heartbeat. You answered immediately. Guys, egg is making a move here, okay? Into the volume weighted average price. You got 4 green candles in a row. It's up 150%. It's got all sorts of resistance at a 550.
Bro.
Stop. I'm trying to TA here, my boy. 550 resistance, but I have to bring your attention to the halt level at 560, 558. So it's a general area when I say 550 resistance. I base that upon the topping tail candles that manifested from 10:50 a.m. till 11:15, all of which rejected essentially 550. So while I'm pleased that this one is above 5 momentarily and got a nice little green candle pattern going on and above VWAP, or it's below VWAP right now, but it's trying. As much as I do see the other side of this, which is that 550 level is going to be a hard road to hoe. So careful with this one, okay?
Do you see what Juan said to you?
Yeah.
No, because he called, he called you, well, I'm not going to rat him out. I'll let you read it. He's nice.
What did he say? I just
It's
saw
not
he said
bad. It's not bad.
Little egg boy.
Yeah.
Bro.
He's always talking sexy. But he's like your one boy. He just does it.
It's cute.
But exactly.
All right, let's continue on egg here, guys. So continuing to watch this one, I want to see if we can get above prior bar high. We had this pattern going into the 11:55 candle. Then at 12 o'clock, we breached high. Then 12:05, we breached high. It's the 12:10 candle that's causing me some concern here because number one, ended up being a doji candle with a body below VWAP. Number two, it's at a lower high. So if we're going to start doing that lower high trend, then, I'm just going to steer clear of this one. So my 2 trades here are okay. They're not great. We're looking for a hold up here of OPK and a move into 3/4. We've been holding 2/3. Is a good buyer here in the low 60s. So that's number one. ASAN, I did pick up some off the 20. It does have support at the 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart. Problem is, it's also got about an 840 seller here that we really can't shake. So I don't know how this cookie crumbles. So continuing to watch, we'll see what we get on these ones. And then last but not least, I wanted to point out WLDS. And the only reason I point out WLDS is because it does have these higher lows and finally making its way back above the volume weighted average price. But I'm going to need to see a lot more. I'm thinking I'm going to need to close above 450. Whoa, what a rocket ship there from 4 to 4 1/4. Let's load up WLDS. Something tells me that this is probably awfully spready just based upon how it's moving. SFTS is still halted. Let's look at WLDS on the NQ. So here we go. So the spread is a little bit wide, 9 pennies right now, but it did pop up of a VWAP. I want to move above 450. That may come sooner rather than later because look how tight the spread is now. Now it's 1 penny, 25, and then 26. So here we go again. So this one could be a breakout now, possibly above 450. Just give me a sec. So continuing to watch here, the candle high at 1130. That's a 466 high. So that's where I'm looking there for a breach. But I want to also tell you, current bar low is at 405. Prior bar low is also at 405. So now we know that there's a general $4 buyer, right? Does that backstop us into an oblivion? Probably not. But it's something that we can kind of rest a little bit easier knowing, there's probably somebody at around 404 to backstop if this one is to, the spreads to open up quite aggressively and tanks below 4. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. So if it does come a little bit closer to 4, I might try this. Or if it takes out 4.5, I might try that. So WLDS up 32%. We're going to keep this on watch. Let's pause. Let's go to Sia for the small cap recap.
The IWM is currently down 27 thousandths of a percent. Let's take a look at a couple tickers over here. LVWR, I didn't mention this yesterday. This ticker is up 16% on the day, holding on to the rally from its second quarter revenue a couple of days ago. You have HTZ, that is Hertz Global Holdings, is down over 6.5%, maintained at underweight by Barclays. You have GENI, that is Genius Sports, will be announcing second quarter 2026 results on 6th of August. It's up almost 3% on the day. And finally, you have GOSS, that is Gossamer Bio, that's up 6% on the day. It has been raised to outperform from market performed by Leering Partners.
Nice, good stuff,
All right, brother.
Yeah, so I mean, here it is, right? We're waiting for the $62 break. Let's see if we're fortunate enough to get that. We obviously want to keep our eyes on the larger participants to see what they're up to. If they get an aggressive pullback, then by all means, I think we'll be okay when there's a green light. But I don't think they're going to make it easy on us here today.
Red light.
We're still negative. The SPY is positive, so the financial is relatively strong here. Now, as for NVDA, right, we're just pumping right back up. It's just tough, man. We're going to have to wait. Like, I want to wait until 61.75 to just take the whole position off. It's not even worth it for me to at 61.80. If the market's going to be strong, then we just get out when we plan to get out at the break of the high of the day. So that's the nature of this NASDAQ beast. The volume is diverging, and that's not what we want to see. Look how little this selling volume is compared to the engulfing prints that we're seeing to the top side. So you can see the past 5 minutes just engulfed in the span of 30 seconds right here, right? Like, there's still a couple of seconds left on this chart. It makes it so much more difficult for the breakdown when you're going against the grain. And yeah, I understand that it's, oh, that's why. Yeah, it's over. There's no short right now. Why? High of the day with Google. So it just blew through. You have a bull flag starting to be formed right there. No, but it's true, man.
No, I wasn't laughing at you, bro. That JP Morgan guy refiled the lawsuit.
See that? Did you
and
see
now
that?
he's trying to add new stuff.
Did you see the new stuff that he added in there? Which is crazy. But yeah, no, it's you're not going to get it here. You have to wait until later in the day. Once it puts in a new HOD right here, then you may as well just sit on your hands for a little bit. And if you have enough risk on the session, then by all means, just wait for that 2 o'clock, or sorry, that 3 o'clock hour where you can really rock and roll. And that's where you get the deeper pullbacks and you have the buyers taking their foot off the gas. In my opinion, anyways, that's where I tend to shine. But yeah, let's be patient and wait and see what else we got. We're still down double digits, and man, I gotta stop talking about SanDisk because it's disastrous, man. It's not a good look, but anyways, it is what it is. Nor does the market really care because it is just, right, Sharif? The market is just. Jersey Mike's coming to market on Thursday, I believe it is, Sharif. So
are they good? I've never had them.
Never had them either. Never had them either.
Seeing them in the States everywhere where I went, but
never had them.
No.
Right? It's like it's just the sub place. I mean, let's see if anybody around here's had. I know there's one in Union Station, but
is there actually?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is.
There's one even closer to us as well.
Is there?
University, yes.
Oh, on the university? Okay.
Is it good or is it not good?
I've never been. I'm just winning up.
So my issue being is there's a Firehouse Subs, which I believe is Canadian.
And then says it's so good.
Firehouse?
That's what she just said.
Yeah. I've had Firehouse, right? Okay. And then there's Jersey Mike's, which is American. I don't know, man. I again, if good food is good food,
bro,
but I'm gonna have to
support Canadian all day.
Of course.
All day.
Of course.
I have no problem.
But I'll also go to the American places like Chipotle Mexican Grill.
Absolutely. But like if there is like an equally good Canadian alternative,
you go there, right? And respectfully, in America, same thing, right? Yeah. So at the end of the day, I don't know how well this is going to do. We've seen how some of these other food companies have been performing. Yum Brands I believe is.
What are they up to, Joey?
Let's see what Yum Brand. I don't think the performance is horrible, Sharif.
Okay.
But it's not great. But Chipotle CMG isn't great either. I'm pretty sure it did a split not too long ago as well. I mean, a year or so. But yeah, that hasn't been performing well. So if you ask me, and Adara was telling us that I believe Jersey Mike's is 10 times oversubscribed. Which is
correct as of yesterday.
As of yesterday, we got the double ding in there. So yeah, I mean
that's a new one.
Yeah, that is
a
new one. Hey man, no, that's good stuff. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's just something that I personally. It's not like SpaceX where I'm going to be looking to. Oh, I need to buy this Jersey Mike's.
You also have California sandwiches. It's a Toronto-based. Like it started in Little Italy. and it is.
Yeah,
they have
of course.
massive sandwiches.
Massive.
Insane.
What are they? Is it like just regular subs here, or like they have a theme?
It's like
they
chicken
have
parm.
a variation of a lot of things, but they have a variety of meat as well. So.
Ooh.
It's not. I wouldn't put California
Meat.
sandwiches in the category of. It is sandwiches. I wouldn't put it in the subcategory.
Money, man.
Yeah, it's Toronto based. Yeah, exactly. It started with a nona, I should say, in the basement, and you could get some
like a
veal
grandmother
parm. Yeah,
nona.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you get some veal parm, some chicken parm over there, and there's one also on the Queensway, which I used to attend quite frequently.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
All right, Joey. Finally, give me something. WLD rep. Into 4 1/3, looking for 4.5. Shout out to Willis Addison. Thank you very much, brother, for the 2 bangers there. Military go-to sub sandwich spot. Jersey Mike.
All right.
Salute. Shout out to Willis Addison, always coming in with great suggestions. There goes WLDS. We got 411s, and now it's showing me mid-40s here, but we're going unprinted in the high 40s as this candle is topping tail. So, yeah, we took out some beak wetters here, but we're by no means out of the water. And the reason I say that is because look at that 4.5 resist. 4.5 to 4 2/3. This is going to be a tough one here to get through these levels. WLDS back in focus. Let's see if we can do it, right? I mean, the pickings are as slim as they get today. So, hey, we'll give this one the old community college try. OPK, I've done nothing on this. Let's take a 2-penny winner here. And then ASAN, I've done nothing on this as well. I'm 1 penny out of the money here as this one I'm running out of patience with. But INLF, Bovin was yelling about INLF as well as he should be. I don't even have it on our trading screen, but I really should. So I'm going to take off something here so that I'm ready for INLF. Egg, you're out, bro. INLF, right? LF on the NASDAQ. Yes, get it, Bovin. INF, let's break that 70s Bovin talking about. So look, I want you guys to focus on the candle, the 1155 candle on the 5, right? That has a high of 567. So we need to get through that 5 3/4, but I'm telling you, I'm really looking at that 6-ish level because that's the halt, right? That was the up halt, 608, something like that. So be on the lookout here. INLF could be doing it live. Sorry, it shows egg on there, even though it's INLF chart or time and sales. So that's the situation. WLDS still zigging and zagging here at 4 1/3. So we're looking for a move there above the $0.50. If INLF can get going and take out 3/4, this could be Rip City. Rip City. Shout out to Fabian. Rip City. King and University, he says. I don't know. I guess that was funny.
What about King and University? There's always something going on University, man.
They're on nose. I have no idea.
I've had it just up to here with University.
With University?
The street? Yeah, because there's
You
always
don't
something
like it,
going
Joe?
on, man. Did you see what was going on at the American consulate?
Yeah.
There's always something going on.
Okay, guys, yesterday there was yet another shooting in Toronto at the American consulate. It is bulletproof, right? So nothing happens. And there was a police, there were police officers stationed at the American consulate, and they chased down the perpetrators, but they have rules in Toronto about high-speed chases. If it exceeds a certain speed for a certain time, they call it off. So that's what ended up happening. They chased him on the highway north, and then he got away. They know the car. They're likely probably going to find this guy. They found him last time. So it was not the first time the U.S. consulate was shot at. They were shot at before, and then they ended up catching him. So we're going to be obviously championing for that dude.
Bro,
to
these
get
questions
caught. There
annoy
goes
me.
WLDS options, man. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, do cops even have guns in Canada? Like, don't be ignorant.
Come on,
yeah.
man. They got a lot of weapons
Yeah,
here,
exactly.
bro. Are you
But
kidding
the
me?
thing that frustrates me is that it's like these guys are sending like 9mm shots at the American consulate. Like that's nothing, man. Those are
It's been
flankers.
bulletproof. It's been that
No,
way
but if
for
you're gonna-
years and years. You know, like, educate
What I'm
yourself
getting, yeah, I know,
about
man.
the building you're targeting.
Like, yeah, exactly. And dude, I pass the cop every day on my way home, so it's like
stationed outside?
yeah, every.
Say that again, Assassino? No.
whoa.
But I'm saying if you're going to commit to something, Assassino,
At least do a little homework and like drive by that you understand that there's going to be cops there, or at least bring a little heavier. Or don't
Canadian
listen to what I
police
say.
cars are
Yeah.
slow. I love these comments.
Yeah,
in the
man, these
chat.
guys are crazy.
And
Anyways,
they're getting a rile.
yeah,
out
they
of
are
this.
getting
I mean,
out
that's
of
what it is.
61.95 here on the T-Triple Q. still can't break down here, man. Every time we do head south of a little support system, it just gets bought right back up. Apple still grinding, but a nice channel to the north side so far. If this breaks down, then I think we'll be okay and get a little bit more PA to the direction that I'm looking for. Now, anything here, like if we get to this level, then we're absolutely rocking and rolling on today's session. But again, first things first, you got to walk before you can run, Sharif. And right now, we're just crawling, waiting for the breakdown of the 62 marker on the NASDAQ. So
on the crack, huh? All right, good.
Yeah, let's see if we
Vinicius
can get that.
will be staying at Real Madrid beyond the summer, as the club have no intention of selling him and are confident he will agree to a new contract. I gotta tell you, Juan, I don't mind this too much, brother. You know, after thinking about it, if he screws up our dressing room, I mean, it's just not exactly. Juan's going like this. We just don't need that. Stay over there, Vinny. But, you know, it was nice while it lasted, but we're going to look elsewhere. Let's send it up to Adair.
Not too much of a move on oil here, but just be aware we're seeing some comments from Garibati of Iran saying, quote, any European ship that wants to come close to the Strait of Hormuz is a legitimate target for us. We also heard comments here from the White House just over the last couple of minutes. Apparently the meetings with both Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine and Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel were, quote, positive and productive with President Trump. So it sounds like those meetings are over. Again, President Trump will be on camera again for the funeral of Senator Lindsey Graham, though very unlikely, of course, that we'll have any market moving commentary, but he will be on camera. Anything can be said. I will keep you guys posted. Furthermore, CNN just reporting that Netanyahu has departed the West Wing. So if there are any comments on Canada or on camera made by him, I'll keep you guys posted. Back to you.
Words were never spoken, Adair. Anything can be said. Yes, that is absolutely accurate. President Trump, man. Whew. President Trump. All right, WLDS right back above 455, showing 454 now. Look, we're long here at Levins. Bovin, I'm liking this one, but Bovin astutely, as well as others, pointing out STKH. Look, it's an ugly topping tail candle into 192. It's dropping back down now into 167 or 171. Can't quite tell because it's not updating. So we put STKH on the side chart. It updates into 167. So look, we're going to keep an eye out on this one because the pickings are certainly slim. But, you know, I'm not going to be 6-7. I'm not going to be jumping into this one, you know, willy-nilly. We're going to need to see a little bit more here, Joey, on STKH. But I wanted to bring your attention to it. Less to break. Go ahead, Joey.
Oh, no. I thought you said you wanted to bring my attention to it. There we go.
The chat is what I'm
perfect.
saying.
Okay, so there we go, man. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. I was talking about taking it all off at 75s. We're almost there now, but if the momentum and the volume, and this is what we're talking about, right? This is what we want to see. Is you can see the increase. You see how low we're paying attention to our volume profile down here. Boom is right, my girl. Let's go. And you can see the volume start to increase as we break through some of the support levels. So it's really important to keep an eye on that. And every time we bounce, you can see the strength within the volume. Okay, so it's really important to pay attention to volume by time. I think a lot of people can agree to the fact that, hey, if you're going to focus on price action, it's that and volume are some of the most important indicators on your chart. Now, how deep this pullback is going to be is a completely different question. I would like to get some more, but any form of indecision, I have to be prepared to take some out and lock in some of these gains here. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We initially took a loss, right? We took a loss right here to start things off. Then I'm like, you know what? Oh no, this is the worst. Joe? This is the worst case in Ontario. I'm sorry. Right here is that print right around the lows as he punts in.
I love how he geographically restricted it.
Yeah. That's a Rickyism if you didn't know, Sharif.
I didn't.
That's all right, man. A Rickyism there. Worst
Ricky
case
Bobby?
scenario. No. I don't know his last name. Trailer Park Boys. Oh. Ricky. Yeah. So yeah, you would say like because they're from Nova Scotia. And they'd be like, worst case in Ontario. But there it is, $61 still holding up right now. Let's see if we can head into 61.70 and see, and we'll take a little bit off there.
I'm with you, Bovin, but you obviously have a better price than me. I have 73s. Bovin, I've wet the beak all the way up into 83. So now we're waiting for 88s, and then we're going to see what this one has. Bovin, I stop out below 55s, though. So that's a local area low. 3 candles, all defended $1.55. If it loses it, I'm out. It's that simple. So STKH, zagging. Does it want 2 or does it want 150 first? For my sake, I hope it wants to. We're in 4 trades right now, guys. A little atypical for me to be in so many small cap gappers, but 2 of them are pretty slow. I'm talking about OPK and ASAN, so we're going to keep a close eye on those ones. Oh no, STKH coming down. WLDS has treated me well. Does it continue to treat me well? We don't have too many outs left, so we're going to pack the patience here. Anything below 4 ends the trade. So let's focus on the Zagger, STKH coming back down into 170, holding for now. This one's not up big, by the way, guys, but it does have a good-looking chart, right? Well, I got to take that back. The chart is, yeah, too many topping tail candles for my like. That means the shorts are, well, they're strong. Their feet are strong. Who knows? Like Tyrone Biggums. Who knows that reference in the chat? Come on. You know that one, Joey?
Yeah, I know Tyrone.
Oh, Joe Rogan, you crazy. My feet are strong.
Smoke rocks. That's crazy.
You went there, bro.
That's what he
I
said.
did leave. I left that one
knows,
out.
man.
I left that one out, Joey.
No, the greatest, I don't care what anybody says, the greatest Dave Chappelle character of all times is
Claim Bigsby?
Yeah, Claim Bigsby. Is
The black white supremacist.
He's blind. Yeah, it's crazy.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Right? Nobody's told him.
Divorces his wife.
Yeah. And why? We can't say.
Yeah.
We can't say why, but it's
crazy. Yeah,
right?
man.
So, yes, Chappelle, some dude, 4383. We were talking about Chappelle show. Do. That's the introduction there in the Chappelle show. My very back. Okay, SFTS open and halted up at 681. SFTS. Oh, what are you talking about, Bovin? We're SFTS. Oh, sorry, I was misreading that. Yeah, I had to take that off because I ran out of spots, Bovin. And that's really what it came down to there. So we'll try to add it. SFTS. It halted down, says Bovin. Yes, I see that. Oh no, it's bleeding its own blood. So that is a bit of a trouble there. Shout out to my man Eduardo. Love this. Hey, Jacques in the house. Chappelle and Bill Maher, man. Yeah, I do. I do like both. Do you eat balut? No, I don't know what that is. Should I know what balut is?
Maybe. I don't know. It sounds like you should.
Joey.
It sounds like you should.
I don't know, bro. You know, I only eat eggs. I'm just joking.
Oh.
We eat a lot
Do
of
you like
protein.
halloumi?
Huh?
That's halloumi.
Halloumi.
Yeah.
Is that Arabic food?
No, it's like Lebanese.
Yeah, see, we don't say it that way. I don't even know what it is, Joe, to be honest with you, so I'm going to have to say no to that. But I have heard it before.
Okay.
It said that the culinary dishes in the Middle East really, they vary. They vary quite substantially. So, guys, I'm continuing to watch here. WLDS, it's coming back down. I'm going to get out if it loses the 10 EMA, okay? We got 411s. It's showing me the $0.25 now, but if this trend does not hold, your boy's gone Zeno on this one. So we'll see how this cookie crumbles. I might move up my stop to break even. I think that that's the right thing to do. I'm just going to give it to right below that level. So that's what we got there. How we doing here on STKH, guys, prior bar high takes us into 83 where I got the fill. Current bar high is 180. We're going to need to breach this kind of 185 area for trend to resume, but there is a short seller here. So I'm trying to get some out while we're still in the money. And then continuing on here to ASAN, finally above 40, because this level, there's been a seller here at 140 for a long time on ASAN, so I haven't been able to do anything on this one. So we'll just wet the beak there super quick, Joe. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Oh, here comes WLDS. Yeah, this one feels like it's coming back down here. And there I am. I stop out. All right, so we broke even on the last remaining amount. That will end up being profitable, but it's bleeding its own blood back into 4. If this gets above 450, 460, we'll get back involved with that. But for now, I'm going to steer clear.
All right, man, good stuff. Let's see if we can get this breakdown. You can see that we have this trend line established now, somewhat forming a shelf, and I want to see us headed a little bit south of this, but if it rebounds, then I don't want to pull the trigger too fast on getting out, but it's really dangerous holding too long against this market. So south of 75 is absolutely prime time. The price action to the north does look a little weak, but we're going to send things off to Sharif right now, and then we'll hop right back into what we got going.
VinFast continues to expand beyond just selling vehicles. This week, in fact, VinFast in India, they partnered with Shriram Finance to support EV financing access, and then Green SM, well, for their part, they launched an all-electric ride-hailing service in Kazakhstan, and they're using the VinFast VF6 vehicles. Together, these moves, they highlight VinFast's broader mobility ecosystem strategy. And if you're interested, you can certainly find them trading on the NASDAQ. Not the Amex or the New York, but the NASDAQ, Joseph, under ticker VFS. There goes. Give me my dang money. Into 88 goes STKH. Bovin, are we going to get 90s on this one? Because I'm going to set up at 94. And then, you know what we do with the liquidity testers? We're going to go north of 2 to see if we can get that. But there's a lot of selling here at 90, Sia. So maybe when we get back, we'll be above.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what the market is doing right now. You have the SPY up 0.28% at the moment. Apple, like Sharif said, currently hit its all-time highs at 342.89 per share. Apple is up very close to 1% on the day in electric tech. You have NVIDIA flat, AVGO flat, but tilting a bit towards the red. AMD, MU. I'm going to pause for a bit and go to Adira, and we're going to send it right back to me after.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to mention here, keep an eye on USO. Deputy Foreign Minister of Iran, Garibaldi, he's saying that Iran has actually not received any requests for negotiations from the U.S. in the last 15 days. Apparently, the U.S. actually sent messages through Oman saying they will not take any military action against them. So apparently the U.S. not sending any negotiation requests, but they've also said they won't take actions against Iran. Again, take this how you will and expect probably pretty promptly some kind of response from the U.S. on these comments.
Thank you so much for that, Adira. Let's keep going on the sector watch. So you have AVGO that is, like I said, sliding a bit further into red. AMD, MU, all these chip names are having a bit of a bad day today, semiconductor stocks. You have MU, INTC, AMD. You have SNDK, WDC, all of the names down, sliding further. Dell also down close to 10%. We even had it in even South Korea. We had SKH, SK Hynix that had closed down over 14%. TSMC also closed 3% lower. So there's a lot of that going on in that sector. Tech services, you have Google and Microsoft that's up over 2% on the day. Meta is flat. Oracle is up on the day, almost 2%. Netflix up 4%. Palantir is down over 5.5%. PANW up close to 1%. IBM over 4.5%. You have CRM also up 5.5% on the day. Also want to take a look at this one ticker that's screaming out to me. ACN Center up over close to 7.5%, with Adobe also up 6.5%. Producer manufacturing lagging a bit here, just like yesterday. You have AMAT, LRCX down over and close to 8%. CAT is down 4%. GEV down 5%. Finance, you have BRKB, Visa, and MasterCard in the green over here right now. So Visa, we had a news story that it's eliminating about 2,600 jobs as the CEO of the company, Ryan McInerney, is seeking to make the firm a bit more efficient as it is competing in an increasingly tough payments history coming from them. So it will cut amount to roughly 7% of the workforce, and would also primarily affect the technology and product teams. They're also set to report post-market today, so keep an eye out for that as well. Analysts are forecasting $3.23 as EPS and $11.4 billion in revenue. So JPM, BAC, American Express flat. You have WFC, GSMS tilting a bit towards the red. Citi also down 0.67% at the moment. Retail trade, Amazon is flat. Walmart, Costco, Home Depot. Walmart inching close to being up 2% on the day. Costco and Home Depot are up over 2% on the day, followed by TJX as well, minutely, but for sure. You have Health Tech, Lilly up 1.6%. You have J&J, that's up 1%. So as of late yesterday, it has said that it would pay an estimated $5.5 billion to resolve tens of thousands of lawsuits alleging its baby powder and other talcum products that caused ovarian cancer. You have Energy Minerals lagging a bit here today. Oil is falling, as we do know it. XOM, CVX down by over 1%, XOM over 1.5%. You have consumer non-durables, started with KO, that reported earnings per share of 97 cents, expected 93 cents, revenue of $13.38 billion versus $13.16 billion. Not a bad look over here. KO is up 5%. We'll discuss this even further in the news segment. You have PM up close to 3.5%, PEP up 1.5%, PG up over 1.5%. This sector looking pretty good on the day, with one name, HRL, was sliding a bit further to being down 1% on the day. Utilities Transportation as well as distribution, bit of a mixed bag over here. We usually see a mixed bag in these sectors, followed by industrial services as well, where PWR continues to side over and close to 5.5%. Transportation, you have Uber up almost 2%, Dash up almost 5%. UPS is one name that I did want to mention, and I will be also in the news segment. That's down 6%, 6.2% on the day. UAL up to almost 3%, and Delta, TAL, up close to 3% as well. So you have all these sectors that are doing not the worst. Health services as well. UNH is up 2.5% on the day, and SOLV up 7%. I'm just going to end it with consumer durables. Tesla sliding a bit towards the downside, 0.5%, but GM is up 4%, with Ford up closing 1.5% as well here, and HAS that's up 4% on the day.
Boom, Bovin. We're doing it again here on STKH. It could fail. 33 seller. They killed him. They absolutely decimated him. He is no longer with us. Okay, there it goes again. And we were in at 170. Bovin convinced me to get back in. I liked his levels flattening out here. I don't like what I'm seeing. 22 buyer. Watch out. 22 buyer. All right, continuing to watch here. Let's see if we can get back into this one. This is really picking up now, guys. So this has been my best trade of the day. It was pretty.
Oh. Oh.
Wow, man. Always goosebumps when
That's crazy.
When I play that, man. Shout out to Fabian for putting that bad boy together, man. What a beauty. All right, so STKH. It is him right now. There's a 33 seller, recall, but we're looking now at a 34 seller. We just popped up. It was 34 on the ask. Watch out here. Bovin's thinking 250, and I happen to like that thinking a lot. Okay, we're going to try to bottom pick, see where we can pick this up off, and we'll report back to you guys, but we got to go back up to Adara.
Keep an eye on NVIDIA, NVDA in focus. Axios reporting that CEO Jensen Huang did end up meeting with Howard Lutnick, that is going to be the Commerce Secretary of the U.S. today, amidst scrutiny over NVIDIA and China. Now, what's interesting here as well is we already had reports that both Jensen Huang and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman were going to be headed over to Washington to have some discussions here about AI with different individuals from the White House and within the Capitol specifically. I heard they were going to be meeting with Senator Mark Warner. Not sure if that still happened or if it's already happened or is happening, but either way, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang apparently also met with Howard Lutnick. If I get any more details on that meeting, I'll keep you posted. Back to you.
Yeah, apparently he's going to talk about his little rogue LLM there that I highly suspect.
Yeah, we seen that yesterday.
Bro, the whole thing probably happened. I just think he orchestrated it, right? Like, there's going to have to be an entire trail of this thing.
Of course he orchestrated. Well, I shouldn't say of course, but it's more likely than not.
Yeah, it's just I highly suspect anything he does, just as a general rule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now play some Stone Cold theme. Yeah, anytime. You ask once, we can play that at any given music, any given moment. All right, guys, so, and this is what I'm talking about, right? So we had this breakdown. It would have been nice to get out at 79s or so, but once it broke that trend, I'm like, hey, we have to be realistic with ourselves and just take the small win that it is, because you can see now that we climbed right back towards the high. What we can do is potentially re-engage in this situation. There it is, some aggressive selling starting to step back in. So what we can do is we can post up at 62.31, and then maybe we can get an additional move lower. 5 million call spike on the Qs. All right, yeah, let's take a look. Let's pull up our options chain and see what we got going on. Yeah, wow, what a tank city on that now. So just a liquidity grab here spooks your boy out. Weak hands, man. Devin Haney hands over here, and then sure enough, we continue to move a little bit lower.
Such a delusional guy, that guy.
Devin Haney?
Yeah.
Someone said that that they believe Haney beats Tank.
Okay, first of all, is Tank
maybe Ryan said that
at the moment or not?
Yeah, I think he's free.
Are you sure?
Didn't
he get clipped last time?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, I thought he went down for battery again.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure he did, but I mean,
first, and I disagree entirely with that statement. If he
free
can't
or not.
if he can't handle Ryan's punches, He can't handle Tank's punches.
No, there's no
Tank
way.
will drop him. Gervonta, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Gervonta's got cannons in those hands.
Yeah,
man.
free or not, I don't think.
I don't think so.
I don't
man.
think he stands a chance against
think so.
Devin Haney picks and chooses fight. But shout out to Connor Ben, man. I really hope.
One Benton. Okay.
What was I gonna do? But yeah, we were gonna look at our options chain here. What strike price did that step in? That'd be really interesting, and I'm curious to know. But one thing that I want to note is just the levels that we were talking about on this name did happen to come into play. Now 195. Those are actually a lot smaller than what we were looking at this morning. So a lot of this position being closed, okay? So 25,000 contracts at this specific zone, the 195 marker, and that was roughly around our low of the day, a little bit south of that. 192.72 we broke down to, or it was 190. One of those two strikes, which held up, and that's what we were looking for, the bounce, and we are fortunate enough to get that in the name. But again, just be cautious in case it is a bull trap. I do believe there's going to be some more downside on this.
All right, STHK has a huge seller at 48, 49, 50. Looking for more, Joey. Big seller at 50 as well. 54. Get it, Bovin. Where are we going with this, Bovin? Watch out now. Big 54 seller. Can we continue into the 60s? I got 41s. You better believe anything below my entry. We're Gonzino. Big 55 seller. He's gone. 57 now. Looking for a little bit more in the 60s. There it goes again. Through the high. 61 now, seller. Where are we going to post? We're going to post at 69. Where's Ozan, man? We're posting at 69 over here. Let's see if we can get through that 61 seller. The breakout is on, and now we're knocking on the door of 100%, up 90 some odd percent. Back into the 50s we go. 40s. Looking for continuation here. The spread is opening up. A little unusual with this one. Continuing to watch 58, 59, 60. Can we get a big price spike up? 62, 63, above and 67. Oh, nice. All right. We'll look for more here at 3/4. Let's see. So STAK, there it goes into 3/4. Whoever. 284 limit up. Oh, I should have held through that one. 284 limit up. Showing 73s now. 82, 83. Oh, limit up's coming. Shout out to whoever held, man. You guys are the real MVPs. 293 now limit up. What a beautiful look here for STK. And what a beautiful look for WLDS. It just rocketed up again into 37s. We get the print now showing 30s. So, it'll zig and zag as it typically does. Put something here a little bit higher up. So lots to talk about. 293 coming. Limit up again on STKH. Almost 7 million shares traded so far. Here's the limit up parameter. So here's the whole parameter. 293. Is what we would halt at. 293 on STKH. Keep your eye out on this one. 3 incoming. Bovin! He's yelling boom. Oh, yeah, there's Ozan. Get it, Ozan.
What's Ozan?
He's like, did you say 69? I get it, my man. But I want to answer here while we have the opportunity. Oh, my days.
Oh.
What's it called? Just dropped bigly here. WLDS. Break even on that. Okay, as it just stopped me out at 411 again. That's okay. But I want to shout out Nakul92. Let me just go back here and listen to read what he says. Joey, I want to throw this your way as well. Okay?
Yeah.
Random question. How do you guys deal with a bad losing day, but you still have to do the show and to entertain?
Yeah.
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 And that is part and parcel of doing this job.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy on day one. Sometimes we'll take walks. I'll throw it to Joey for a little bit so I can concentrate. Joey will throw it to me. Sometimes we shut ourselves down, right? If we have bad trading days, we'll switch to the sim sometimes. I'm just speaking for myself here. But yeah, it is part and parcel of trading, number one. And then, being a host, a show host at the same time and having to keep that, upbeat disposition.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy whatsoever. You guys seen on Friday, I was really frustrated, right? Like I was extremely frustrated. Listen, some days more frustrating than others, and I completely understand that. But it's definitely not easy, and I'm not going to pretend like it is. Some days it's just like, man. If I was home alone, I was just home trading or trading on the floor here, I would just get up and walk away. Unfortunately, we don't have that privilege to do so. And with that being said, you got to stomach it. Sometimes we do express it. We kind of vent through you guys as well, to talk with you in the chat and say this ticker's garbage and all that. That's pretty much my primary coping mechanism, is just hop in the chat, talk with you guys, and just say this thing's trash, like Tesla here today. So that's how we deal with it, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's not easy. Without any question.
All right, so there's some stuff coming out of the Middle East. It's like about, senior Israeli officials saying the meeting was good and positive, because you guys are talking about oil. Two discussed all areas of concern, with Iran being the primary focus, and they reaffirmed their shared commitment to prevent them from acquiring nuclear weapons. That's being reported by Israel's Channel 12 News. What else do you have here? Senior Israeli officials Netanyahu and Trump discussed all areas of concern, with Iran being the primary focus, and reaffirmed their shared commitment. Again, it's just being the same thing. It's being read out here. So there it is. I want to bring a new one to your attention, though, guys. LBGJ. Shout out to Drew Farrell for calling this one out. What a rip. Drew, this is very cheap. It's a 3-penny name, so we got to mention that. But it did come out right into yesterday's aftermarket high. I want to say around 307. I'm talking pennies, not dollars. So be on the lookout here. It's making a move, but this is really, really cheap name. So keeping an eye out on that one. By the way, DFNS just got back to VWAP here. So, not like I'm going to trade it there, but keep an eye out on that. And STKH, we're still halted on that bad boy. So let's talk a little bit about that. The tap, Bovin, is showing $3.08. We are halted at 294 with the halt time being 12:50:37. The current time is 12:54:20. So we have another minute and 10 seconds before resumption at the earliest here. But Bovin also saying PCLA is moving up. Oh yeah, I see that. Light vol, about 187,000 shares trading so far into 620, dropping down into 591. I'd say I'd have to wait for more volume to come in there. But I'm going to be keeping a close eye here on STKH, because if it goes in this fashion and we start getting a multiple halter to the upside, we're at 293. It's already showing me 310. So my thinking is automatically going to 5 here. It's up 117%. I'm not exactly sure what the float is here, so let me just double check. STKH profile. We've got a 698,000 share float. Okay, you may see 705 on some platforms. You may see 698. Point is, I see it as sub 1 million. And, contrary to some other people's, preferences, I like that because it creates, these parabolic movers. So we can really get an outsized move here. TAP is showing 316. We're about 5 seconds away from resumption. If this one is to open after 5 minutes, 316, 315. Waiting. Looks like it might be 10 here, Bovin. Yeah, it's going to be 10 minutes. Okay, so it's going to be a 10-minute halt, right? Yeah, 10-minute at minimum here. So STKH in focus, Joey. 10 minutes.
Yeah, so big love to everyone in the chat. Dawn, shout out to all of you guys. Yeah, man, this way. Hey, man, in all reality, it makes you guys make the day that much easier as well, too, because we all can talk a little smack. But anyways, yeah, here it is. A nice little scalp at the break of the high of the day. TQs, we were looking for 10 cents. Weren't fortunate enough to get it. Now, listen, I wanted to post up at 50s, I believe it was, but just due to the fact that the momentum was really picking up, I knew I wasn't going to get it. Now you can see that we're starting to pull back here. And that's why we got out of this short. We get the flip, and it's just a little scalp, right? I'll take it for what it is. It's just small W, small W, small W. Yeah, exactly, Say, man. I mean, every day, right? Like, it's not easy when the market is, or I shouldn't say the overall market, the NASDAQ and the SPY aren't doing too horribly off of the all-time highs. It's just individual names, right? So we'll head over into our watch list, and we'll just go from peak to our local lows to see what we got going on. Shout out to the TSX, though. TSX hitting all-time highs. This is walking proof that the economy is, the stock market is not reflective of the economy. Stock market up. Canadian, we'll say the Toronto Stock Exchange up, Canadian GDP down. You see what I'm getting at here? Up here, down on GDP. I'm just poking some light at it, but here it is. The SPY down 2.4%. Like, that's comical, right? The NASDAQ down a little bit more. Why? Because it's so tech heavily weighted, 9.6% to where we're currently trading at. You do hit 10% down. The IWM, 3%, right? So that's not too bad. And then the Dow Jones here, not too far, another couple percentage points, 0.9% right there for the Dow off of the all-time high. So the NASDAQ, once again, Sharif and I talk about this quite often, is that, yeah, you'll get the best performance within these tech names, but then they also get hit the heaviest. Now, listen, I know we offered, and it's 12:57, so I think it's the right time for this segment. Assassino, it's time for what grinds my gears, what grinds Joey's gears is this. Is this like, okay, yeah, this is all fun and games, right? Everybody gets excited, 834%, minting a lot of millionaires. Oh, yeah, is that what you thought? Yeah, okay, see you later, 53% to the downside. So half of this move is eliminated, and you're right back to where you started in May of 2026, right? So this stuff is unfortunate, and when this was ongoing, I didn't like it from the jump. I didn't like it from Jump Street, right? It's not that I've seen this too many times because, again, I've only been doing this for 5 years. The guys to the right of me have been doing it for significantly longer, but I've seen it on countless occasions to the tune where it's like, all right, if I use half of my noggin, then I won't get in on some of these runs, and I'm glad that we didn't. It's just, yeah, I don't like seeing this because this is people's hard-earned money and the retail guy who mostly get hit heavy, right? Because whoever's selling, there's an opposite party on the other end buying all this stuff up, all right? So there's my little spiel. There was what grinds my gears segment there. We got that one done pretty quick. So Coinbase still down 60%. And Robinhood was starting to find some form of a recovery, but we're all out of that bad boy right now. At some point, there will be an opportunity for me to get involved with it once again. That's why I'm like, all right, we'll sell it. We had a nice return on it. Now we'll offload it and look to allocate some of these tech names that I feel are a little bit oversold at this point, right? Like we have Google that is down from that lows 22, so that ran into bear market territory, and I do truly believe that this downtrend is still fully intact, which is going to give us a prime time opportunity to get involved into some more Alphabet group.
Well said, Joe. Shout out to Nick. Yep, here it is, brother. This is Unity. This is you. And Nick is asking, does this look like a good swing? Wow, yeah. Double bottom at 17 bucks. Since that $17 area low back on March 26th of last year, we are up currently about 87%, right? So that's a nice move, but by the same token, we're also off the high by about 40, okay? So that's first and foremost. Secondly, I really look at this, it feels like a $35 area shelf here, Nick. Look at that kind of in the middle of this double top, right? That's like kind of like the neckline of the double top. Feels like 35. So you're at 31.68. I'd say you probably encounter some resistance between, wow, I have to pause here. There goes STKH. Okay, I think we got something here, guys. It's going to halt up at 390. It's absolutely ripping. And now it's 188% up on the day. So now we're halted to the high side. 1 o'clock and 53 seconds, so 13:53. Earliest open 13:55:53. So we'll keep tabs on that. What? The tap is showing $16.99. Nah, that can't be right.
Dude, and I'm looking at the price
$17
here.
tap? What the hell is that? What are you looking at?
I'm trying to look at the same name, but it's telling me it's $3.90 right
Yeah,
now.
it is. It is. That's where it's halted, Joey.
And the tap is at $17?
Its tap is showing $16.99. That's insane. But anyway, just to continue on with Nick's, I think because we got 5 minutes before that reopens, at least $35, Nick. I'd say you're taking some profits there. I'd say, save a piece for that $40 area. You do have some resistance at 40 as well, but that's Unity. Shout out to Nick Dubb. Hope you print storms up on that. And now there he is, Adam James Abroad, the OG friend of the show, friend of mine. Final trade today. I'm in China Crapper. SFTS. Let's have a look at that. SFTS. Let's look at the STFS. Sorry, STFS. Let's look at the, do I have that up here? STFS? No, we'll take off Asan. STFS, Joey. Not on the New York, my mistake. NASDAQ. 650 tap, Adam. So 1 penny higher than the halt price of 49. Halt time 12:58.53. So earliest open 103.53. Keep your eye on that. DFNS just lost VWAP for the first time, I think, on the day. It's bleeding its own blood. $20 low on DFNS. I could see that sooner rather than later. Be careful with that one. But we're going to have to keep a close eye here on STKH because this is the dude. It's showing a tap at $10. $9.90. Okay, I get it's going to drop, but that's still like prohibitively high, right? STKH. I see all you guys calling it out. Got it up on the screen. We've been trading it all morning from $1.77. I had it. Got back in at 240 into the break of 275, but we haven't participated in it since it started halting. So what better time than now? No worries, of course, Bob. And shout out to Nick. Shout out to you, my man. 35. I would say wait for 40 there. There does seem to be some resistance at 40, Nick, if you can save a piece for the dream. Bovin, it's probably not opening in 15 minutes now. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you're talking about STKH? Yeah. We'll see, Bovin. We'll see, man. Tap is dropping to 990, but it's still very high. STKH reminds me of Stack from Friday. I love Stack. I like saying Stack a lot more than STKH over here. Right? It's just, the bid's getting stacked. You know?
Stack market.
Stack City. Stack City.
Stock market.
So yeah, that's the look there, man. What
do I got going on?
Yeah.
I was just reading some stuff here on Burry. I was gonna say something that was not appropriate. Nothing. I'm just going through these guys holding big short investor shorted 6 stocks. Like I was reading some of the average prices. So it does seem like 210 is his level in which he is short from short on NVDA. Which
the Burman?
Yeah.
What happened to that boy?
Yeah, Burr. Yeah, he's not part of 1017. That's for sure, man.
Tell him, Joe.
Yeah, but no. In all seriousness, like a nice little scalp there, guys. And then I'm not gonna call this a double top, but pretty close, right? Like you have a whipsaw move through here, and then it's just absolutely flush city at that point. On this name specifically. DRAM not doing too much, so yeah, what's up, Mike P? I want to get involved to the short side once again, but I want to increase my risk to reward. So if we're fortunate enough to catch another pop here and fail to establish a new high, then by all means, I'm going to be looking to go short one more time. Up to 1,000 NVIDIA shares now. Joey Ops, my guy, you're my people. I've had 3 people come up to me.
You would have had more if you came to Blossom.
I know, man. I hate missing out on that stuff. Well, guess what? Hey.
3 NVIDIA shares. Or sorry. A third of an NVIDIA share.
Yeah, well, that was a third. But then you wanted to go VIP, which is
which was such a ripoff.
Yeah, I know.
Other than Humble Trader was
Danielle
there. If you know
Shea.
Humble Trader, not Danielle Shea. Shea. Her name is Shea.
Oh, yeah, not Danielle Shea.
There's a lot of Shea.
Yeah.
Humble Trader was there. She had a fantastic segment on AI workflow. She created an entire dashboard for herself, a software that runs proprietary using AI. She's using a lot of Claude, which is awesome. So that was really the only thing that I got out of the VIP. Other than that, dude, the VIP lounge was always maxed out with capacity, so you couldn't go in unless it was your time segment for that class.
Oh, really?
So it was just like, why did I end up schlepping
Yeah, why did
for
you?
this,
Yeah,
man?
so there you go. There goes half an NVIDIA share right there, Sharif. But no, in all seriousness, guys, the Toronto Money Show. I'll actually pull it up right now.
That was pretty good. We had a good time.
I always have I go every year. The Toronto, and I'll tell you guys, I will be there. Just so if you want to come say what up, then by all means, I will be. September 24th to 25th. Okay.
You're actually gonna go, Joey?
I will be there. I will be September 24th to 25th. You can come and meet your boy. I wonder if Sharif, are you gonna go up there? Are you gonna? I don't wanna. Are you gonna? Do you have the ability to?
You're calling me out.
Yeah.
You're calling me out. I was the one at the conference, my guy, and everybody was asking where you were.
But I'm going to be at this one. Are you going to be there?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Isn't it free?
Yeah, it's free too.
Free,
exactly.
yeah,
So it's free.
Well,
Just make sure you sign up, you register.
Okay.
So yeah, you will see me there if anybody does want to attend. I will be at the Toronto Money Show. It's something that I do go to on an annual basis, and more than willing to meet and look forward to seeing all of you guys. I don't know, Juan, are you still going to be in Toronto September 24th and 6th? If that's the case, you can meet the one.
Maybe, he says, yeah.
It's a 50-50. Sia might be attending as well, too. So we'll get the...
I was looking at it. It's pretty cool. I might.
She might. So she's 50-50, a coin flip over there. And the ever so infamous, but the dangerous Assassino might be attending as well, too. And Fabian, I'm just naming everybody saying it. See if
I was like, Assassino?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
So, yeah. So, guys, no, I'm okay with being, hey, man, lone wolf over here. Yeah, I appreciate that. No, but in all seriousness, I will be there, guys, if you want to come check it out. More than happy.
Is Ram coming, though?
Ram will not be there.
86 wants to know.
Ram will not be there.
She likes that. Get it, Ram.
Yeah, Ram will not be there.
I think Ram is the most famous non-camera person in the history of shows. Bro.
Next to Assassino,
Yeah, well, Assassino's very famous as well, as we know. Guys,
but Fabian makes an appearance here and there, right? Not as much.
Fabian is the Chilean nightmare.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we've got... He's not behind the camera. Sometimes Assassino, when he's on the ladder, everyone wanted to know if he had a license for the ladder and the
Oh, yeah, that was a big ordeal.
We tried to keep that.
I can confirm that Neil Roberts will be there. Neil Roberts will be in attendance.
Where is he going? He's like, what?
Yeah, Neil Roberts will be in attendance September 25th
he doesn't even
to 26th.
know.
So, yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Guys, Neil, I need to tell you this, Neil. I feel like obliged to bring this to your attention, Neil. Oh, now it's no longer the case.
Oh.
But STKH is halted at 390, and it had a tap moments ago of 15. So something's afoot. 515, Adam. It's making it go. Ozan, make Fahad great again. Say less.
If you don't like the video right now, subscribe to the channel. I might dunk on you.
Dunk on you.
That's crazy.
Get it, Feifei. Oh, man, Feifei's joke.
Oh, wow.
What do you got, Joe?
I almost punched an insane amount of shares that I did not meant to. Good thing I double-checked. No, I'm looking at, I got the NASDAQ here. Man, right off the highs, this would have been ideal, right? So you flip, you go short right here, but now it'd be a little bit of a chase, in my opinion. Volume is starting to pick up. Oh, yeah, that's how this stuff works sometimes. Something might be stepping into the market. I don't know. It could just be a little bit of a breakdown, but not too bad of a look here. So, yeah, Neil, I was just volunteering you for the money show in September.
Yeah, Neil will not be.
Neil will not be. Yeah, Neil will not. There we go, Sharif. That's what I'm talking about, my boy.
Joey?
Just like that instant. As long as there's not too deep of a breath. Yeah, see, come on, keep going. No, don't hit the tape. Let's go. Bang. All right. Nice little scalp city, as my boy would like to say on that one. Yeah, we're pushing it. Just, again, a chip in a chair for us. A nice lock in those little bit of wins. So good stuff so far on a couple of scalp cities on the NASDAQ there. So.
Oh, Fabian is the Chilean Superman with the ladder. No one's going to call him the Chilean Nightmare anymore, man. The Chilean Superman sounds better.
Super ladder.
Guys, I have to bring your attention here. I love that. Okay, James Bond. Dun, 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 dun. All right, BIYA, guys. Big move up here above the volume weighted average price as we wait for STKH to open. Shout out to everybody pointing this one out to me. It was trading a lot below 550, and now it's cleared up to 6. I'd like to see this drop into 550 or thereabouts again so we can pick it up off a key technical support level. Let's load up BIYA on the trading screen over here. On the NQ, yes, the answer is yes. Spread 3 pennies, respectable, decent. I like that 550, knowing full well that it just may be too strong to come back into 550, especially with that 565 dip. Let's give this one the old college try. We're going to defend into 550, see how this goes, Joey. So
all right.
That's what I'm looking for now. There it goes into 95. We needn't wait long on this one. Give me my money, man. Let's set up a little bit higher here, Joseph Options. Hopefully this doesn't tank on me. So that's what we'll set up for here. We're looking for a big move here, Bovin, above $6. BIYA in focus, but by no means in the clear here as we look to defend that $0.50.
Good stuff. All right, guys, we're getting a lot of tags here. And again, I don't like neglecting. You know, it might be a little bit of a strong word, but Bravely over there, our social media moderator. Thank you very much, brother. And sorry for the missed questions. Let's see if we can find anything. What's up, Katina Man, wearing the Palantir hat? You're all avoiding gold, says Manly. I don't think we're avoiding it, but we can most definitely take a gander at gold.
Oh.
There's another one here. What do you think about? Okay, referring to gold. Excuse me. Now let's pull up our actual chart and we're gonna pull up the ETF on gold. All right. So GLD down 1.6% here, and this is a commodity that was just on an absolute monster run. Okay, and then it cooled off, and buyers have yet to engage once again on this specific asset. All right. Now I was thinking about buying a little bit of gold myself, but I think we'll have to be a little bit more patient. I thought
Alfred said he's going to get back into gold as well, man.
Is Alfred your buddy, right?
Yep.
I think, well, I mean, hey.
That's where he got the Tesla money. He sold his dad's gold.
Yeah. Man, that must be, those are
Dad
good times.
gave him gold, yeah.
And then he sold the gold.
And then he bought Tesla. In 19. And we were talking at the conference, and he's thinking about moseying back into gold.
I think that's fair. Like, you're down 30% at this point, right? Like, if you start relatively slow, there is a clear support system right here. I do believe that will be breached. But after that point, are you going to turn around? Because you're right back to where we were in October of 2025.
Okay.
Right? So almost a year, within a couple of months, right? You're just right back to where you were a year ago. So by all means, dabble slow, and then I think there could be some good opportunity. I was thinking about the exact same thing with silver, Sharif, but silver and gold, not the exact same thing, and there is a lot more weakness. So all of this run here from December of 25 to the peak where you double up here on silver has been eliminated over an extended period of time. But I would prefer to get into gold over silver. And yeah, nothing wrong with starting small and then building yourself into a full position, that's for sure.
Yes, certainly not. Certainly not. All right, guys, couple of beak wetters there into the high 90s on BIYA. The spread is opening up, but I'm interested in defending into the $0.50. Here it comes. Let's see if it fills me. Got right into 69.70. Didn't fill me as there was a buyer there. Let's see if I get filled on a dip trade. Looking to defend that level into the $0.50. 71 buyer here, preventing it from dropping any further as we await the reopening here of STKH. The top now showing $7. Halt time 1 o'clock on the dot, 53, meaning earliest open 1:15:53. So continuing to watch that is 1:14:56. So we have another minute there. Got the fill there on BIYA at 69. That puts me in a cost basis of 74. Let's throw some profit takers at key levels to account for that new price. Look, I'm defending into the $0.50 here, so we'll see exactly what we get. Does it hold the $0.50? I perceived it to have a lot of resistance initially at the $0.50, so if it wants to hold up there, that would just be aces. There we go. We get the print in the high 70s. Looking for the 80s now. Can we price spike into the mid 80s where we're waiting? We have about 30 seconds to possible resumption here. 53. It is currently 33. We got 20 seconds here, possibly. On STKH, the top hasn't moved. It is still $7 on the dot. So keep a close eye on that one as BIYA drops again into the 60s here, Joey. Got to send it to you so I can just concentrate on these two bad boys.
Absolutely, man. So a nice little scalp. As you can see that we're starting to rebound here in the
It's going to be more. It's going to be 20 minutes.
Let's see what these other names are up to. Who just hit Visa? Okay, that's not quite all-time highs, but you're not far off of it. All right, so this is a 375 high. You're about 1.6% off of the all-time high on Visa. Now UPS shouldn't hit ups, not ups today though. That's for sure. I have a
friend who'd be like, when we moved to England.
Yeah.
He's like, he was a bright guy. He's just he had some quirks. He's like, we have that company. It's called Ups. I was like, I've never heard anybody call that thing ups, bro.
Okay.
Right? It is UPS, and then I've always joked about
Well, you could tell him it's not ups today because it's definitely on the downside and off of the all-time high there, 13%. So a little bit tougher of a look on UPS. And then also with Boeing, let's see if this has ran out of turbulence. Man, yeah, I mean, listen.
Come on, Ups.
Yeah, 12.5% off of that previous pivot high. Is that the all-time high in Boeing? I think so. Now, listen. Oh, no, it's not. All right, that's unfortunate. Down 16.9%.
Get it, Bubba.
Man, I wish this stock could perform significantly better than what it does, but wish in one hand, do something in the other, and see what fills first. Speaking of filling first, that is AMAT to the downside with to the tune of 36%. All right, so that's a little bit tougher of a look there in Applied Materials and ASML, Sharif. You know, you like ASML. I like.
No, I don't think it's a piece of crap at all.
I like Applied Materials.
Get it, Bubba.
So they're not looking too bad right now, but that's down 20%. Good opportunity. Maybe you want to look at the dip buy. We went over the memory names on multiple occasions, but Robinhood looks like it turned its ship around a little bit here, but still negative 2 1/3% to the south side.
Crazy.
Yeah, a little bit tougher of a look. But Applied Digital, shout out to Applied Digital. Now, this name went on a monster run. There was some news of lease. I think it was around $300 million or so a while ago. Lease agreement. 918% from April of 2025. All right. But then, unfortunately, it does pull back pretty aggressively. 45%. So remember during Tariff Tantrum, we've seen a bunch of names at discounts, 30%, 45%, so on and so forth.
Yes, sir.
I think this could be a good opportunity to get involved with some of those names that are hit extremely heavy. And what am I referring to? The SanDisks, the Microns, and everything in the world.
All right, Joey.
Yeah.
We're almost 20 after. So why don't we send it up to Sia at the big desk and start talking about some of the major headlines on the day.
Absolutely. Let's start with, like I mentioned, chips earlier in the segment as well. So semiconductor stocks have been falling today. Selloff is pretty real. You can see it. I've zoomed in onto the electric tech sector here on the S&P. You have AMD, INTC, MU continuing to slide today. WDC, Marvell, as well as STK, like I said, down 14% right now. Over 14 and a half almost, you could say. GETXN are flat, but over chip names, like I said, all sliding red further into their losses. TSMC, like I said, also closed 3% lower. You had South Korea's SKHY, like SK Hynix on the South Korean market, closed over 14% lower. Samsung had also lost over 13%. You had Japanese chip names like Tokyo Electron, Advantest, and SoftBank all fallen today. ASML also had been trading lower after the information had reported that a Chinese company is manufacturing an immersion deep ultraviolet lithography machine, which is a dominant market where ASML is one of the leaders. But Adara, give me your take on this.
Yeah, my take is, again, I've talked about it this morning. I find it kind of interesting how you've got lately these sell-offs that are happening here in Asia, then they're impacting the U.S. market. Then maybe some news we get in both the U.S. and Europe impacts those markets. Like I find, and this has always, I'm sure, been the case to some degree, but I think especially more lately, you're really seeing this symbiosis or this interaction here between these different regions of the world that trade. You know, you've got Europe opening and closing around one time, the Asian markets opening and closing around one time, the U.S. markets, right? So I find that whole symbiosis to be kind of interesting. I want to talk about Seagate, because STX is reporting after the bell today at 4 p.m. Let's talk a little bit. I don't know why it says 7:30. I thought I made a different version of that. That's fine. So 4 p.m. You've got here sales of 3.11 billion here last quarter. Last quarter, they had a massive EPS beat. Gross margin, like 46.5% versus 35.2% the prior year quarter. Operating margin, 32.1% versus 20% the prior year quarter. So this is massive year-over-year growth for their Q3 2024. I'm really curious to see what they do in this next quarter, this Q4, because I think this could be a pretty interesting one for SCX, given what they gave us last quarter. We'll have to wait and see, but again, that's coming out after the bell at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Some news might be, sorry,
So yeah, go ahead, Joey.
No, some news might be coming in. I could be wrong.
What, for the market?
Yeah, on the Nasdaq, big volume spikes.
Big volume. Okay, yeah, something probably coming momentarily, Joe. We'll definitely. We got Adara, we got Sia. They're both locked and loaded, so we'll get that in a jiff. All right, I'm going to take the ASML angle to this, as I did this morning. So first and foremost, I just want to say that, you know, when you're a one-trick pony like ASML, you're a one-trick pony, but you're also a monopoly. You are subject to massive corrections should somebody else step into your space. And so this has been sort of the acute problem with ASML, that the Chinese could throw their hat into the lithography ring at some point. And now they have, if you believe the reports. However, it doesn't end the matter whatsoever, right? First and foremost, ASML has been statutorily prohibited from selling most of its DUV machines to China going on almost a year. So any lost revenues that are being projected by the market here have already been lost. So that's my point number one. Point number two, this is, a very, very technical area. I do not expect the Chinese to be leaders in this space right away. Maybe eventually, but not right away. My case in point here is that ASML's, it's not even close to their most advanced machine. Their DUV machine here does about 6,000 wafers per day on one machine. The equivalent machine by the Chinese barely gets to 2,000. So if you are a company A, and you're presented with the choice, right, which one are you choosing now? Chinese companies may be forced to buy these because they have to champion the domestic alternative, and that I get, but I don't care because they're not selling to China anyway. So that's point number two. Point number three, DUV is old technology. It's deep ultraviolet lithography. We are talking about extreme EUV machines, and that's not even the cutting edge. There's more. There's a new type of EUV machine that they haven't released yet. So when you're talking about the latest chips, the 2 nanometer, the 3 nanometer, even a little bit above that, you need EUV. You cannot use DUV. It's fantastic for 7, 8 nanometers and whatever, above that stuff that you put in your dishwasher, in your microwave, but it's not necessarily going to cut it for the most cutting edge smartphones, for the most cutting edge chips, for AI data centers. So while the market correction is what it is, and there's nothing I can do about that, I don't think personally the fundamentals jive. Anyway, we have to pause. We have to go to the big desk.
I didn't see any market-wide news here. I have some comments from CEO Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, but it's really nothing that we haven't heard him say before. He's basically just urging support here for open-weight AI models, saying that they, quote, are crucial for AI security and safety. We already knew he felt this way. That's all I'm seeing. Just more comments from Jensen Huang about his previously stated opinion on open-weight AI models.
Boom, there goes BYA, Bovin. And there it took out 6, Bovin. So we're going to put now 615. Let's see if we can get that out. We're still holding a good amount here on BYA. Let's not take it out too quickly, especially if we can take out 6 decisively, Bovin. I don't know how you feel about this. Now we're below 6. There's a big seller here at $6, but they could squeeze him if there's a big buyer. 603 now. No decisive move above $6 here. 649 limit up, Joey. How do you see this whole thing?
Yeah, no, Sharif, I'm in the same camp as you. And we talk about this within multiple names, right? When you already hold the majority of the total addressable market, it's really tough to hold on to that, right? Like, there's only one way you can really go when you hold a monopoly within this space. Now, there could be a couple of headwinds falling within this name, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of it falls into noise. There's something that, Sharif, you also brought up this morning, is that bipartisan legislation, right? So the Match Act, I believe is what they're calling it, can block around 15% of ASML's China revenue, right? Which is, 15% is quite a bit, but it's not the end of the world. I'm sure at some point they'll be able to mitigate that loss, but that's what we're seeing right now. There's a couple of headwinds within the name, but with what they're doing, as Sharif mentioned, it's not the 2 nanometer or the 3 nanometer machine that they're selling these guys. Is the higher up, the stuff that Texas Instruments is essentially getting involved with. So for me personally, I don't think it's too big of the deal. We know that Wall Street, we tend to overreact in both directions, and that's exactly what's happening right now. We're just getting the overreaction because why we are forward-looking as well too. So you price things in. Like look at NVIDIA's earnings, look at Micron's earnings, completely blowouts. But then the stocks decide to sell. Same thing with SanDisk. The stocks decide to sell off. So that's just kind of the narrative of what's going on here right now. There's a couple headwinds for ASML.
Joey, we're accumulating here at 6 1/4, 6 1/5 here on BIYA. There's a big boy seller at 621. They killed him, Joey.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone. He's no longer around. We are taking off here with the high of the day coming in pretty quickly. Where did my chart go? 662, guys. So we still have that implied balance spike at 935, $6.62. Let's not celebrate too quickly. We got to get through that $0.50. Then we got to get through that 2/3 of a dollar really here to take off. But BIYA back in focus, and we're going to go back to SIA.
Bang.
Let's talk a little bit Visa here. So eliminating about 2,600 jobs. As the CEO of the company, Ryan McInerney, is seeking to make the firm more efficient as it is competing in an increasingly tough payments industry. This is coming from reports according to Bloomberg. So this cuts will amount to roughly 7% of the workforce and will affect two divisions, mainly technology as well as the product teams at Era. So McInerney has said this in a Tuesday staff memo as reported by Bloomberg. Visa is also set to report quarterly earnings, as we do know it post-market, that is after the bell today. It had about 34,100 employees at the end of its fiscal year, which is more than triple from a decade earlier. And third quarter 2026 estimates have already come in as well. We have analysts forecasting $3.23 of EPS, whereas $11.4 billion in revenue.
Yeah, I think in terms of the report tonight, probably nothing bigger, especially compared to some of the other names that are reporting after the bell, what your Enphases, your Bloom Energies, your Seagates. But with Ryan McInerney, my main association, because I just find this interesting, he was part of that very large coalition of people that went with President Trump to China. And also there was the CEO of MasterCard, Michael Miebach. MasterCard, they're reporting later this week, I believe Thursday morning at 8 a.m. But either way, yeah, I mean, not like I'm expecting any crazy updates here from this trip on the earnings report, but either way, it's worth noting, close with the president, wonder if there is going to be some kind of mention here of potentially what came of that trip to China, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to find out here for the call tonight. Again, Visa, not a name that moves too much on earnings, and given that move that we had up this morning on the job cut first report, then later confirmed by the company, yeah, I think Visa earnings reaction might not be, as significant as what we already had here, but we'll have to wait and find out. And yeah, we'll find out right, I believe at 4 or 5 p.m. today, what Visa cooked up for us in Q2.
Okay, I have some stuff to say here. These layoffs, of course, we never want to champion that. 2,600 jobs, 7% of the global workforce. Some people's lives are affected. So never want to be glib about this. But there is some method to the madness here. Listen to this. So unlike your traditional corporate downsizing, this isn't administrative, it's not HR, it's not middle management, it's disproportionately affecting core technology and product development teams, the exact group of people who are responsible for building out Visa's code base. Programmers, Claude Code, maybe. They didn't say that. In fact, they denied it. They pushed back against the AI narrative. But you know who they didn't get rid of? Software, that is. They kept all the blockchain people. So traditional software engineering roles slashed. Visa explicitly shielded cryptocurrency and stable coin infrastructure units from any of the cuts. They essentially basically preserving the headcount in the blockchain-based settlement networks at the expense of the traditional software roles for centralized finance. So this is very interesting to me. Two things. One, even if the company states otherwise, to me, my spidey sense says this is AI related some way, somehow. And number two, Visa is trying to protect their talent for stablecoin and blockchain. Should we be sniffing something out here? Maybe Visa's up to something?
Well, yeah, I think that's something fair to say, because we've been talking about it for quite some time, that like you're looking to really transition a lot of the financial ecosystem onto the blockchain and make everything digital, tokenize everything, which I think is important to know. But guys, this isn't the first. This is, I believe it was Jack Dorsey and Andy Jassy not necessarily saying, hey, it's due to
I remember
like AI. Yeah, he's like, hey, yeah, we just both of them, both of the CEOs stated that they overhired during COVID. But also, what we were thinking here is this AI efficiencies. You're starting to see a lot of the higher market capitalization companies do this, and with Visa doing the exact same thing. I'm here, B-Day. What's going on? What we have going on here is, like, if we're talking about essentially all of this spend going into AI, but yet we're not really cutting the workforce, then where are you going to see that improvement within margins? Where are you going to see that improvement within your revenue, right? We know that the employee is one of the most expensive costs within companies. So at some point, you want to, as horrible as it is, you want to see some of these workforces get cut, because that just shows the ability of these companies to use these AI tools in which we've been talking about and pounding the table about for quite some time.
I want to say one other thing.
Yeah.
That they were growing their headcount for 10 straight years. They never cut. In fact, they grew their headcount from 11,000 to 34,100 employees in that 10-year span. So I would say, I'm just assuming what's in the minds. Of course, we'll get more on the call this afternoon, but this is probably not a decision they came lightly to, right? Yeah, but what's really out? Yeah. Anyway,
I don't think it's ever easy to lay people off.
Yeah, maybe, you know, from like
a mass amount.
Sociopath.
No, I mean like a massive. Like think about it. 2,700 people or 2,600 people isn't light. Like we've seen it.
Certainly
10,000. I'm pretty sure Amazon did something roughly around 10,000 employees.
More.
See you later. Yeah,
exactly. A bunch of double-digit ones.
Block did a bunch as well too, and then your boy Zuck.
Quarter of the company.
Your boy Zuck laying off a bunch of people. So
Zuck lays people off like it's just, you know,
it's going out of
him.
it's going out of style almost.
He's constantly making adjustments.
Yeah, man.
Guys, just before we go back, here it is. STKH halted to the upside, 6:11 on the dot. And you know what else is on the dot? The halt time, 1:30 on the dot. And I really do mean that. Double zeros after that 30 with the tap now showing $7.50, markedly higher than where we halted. Keep your eye out here on STKH. It is up 352%. It looked like it was a 20-minute halt last time, so get ready to wait. Just because it did it before doesn't mean it's going to do it again, but something to anticipate there. See ya.
J&J is our next story. So J&J, as of late yesterday, has said that it would pay an estimated $5.5 billion to resolve tens of thousands of lawsuits that are alleging its baby powder and other talcum products have caused and led to ovarian cancer. So this is with regards to a landmark deal that can and could potentially end a contentious legal battle that the company has been seeing for the past decade. The company has said that the settlement covers about 76,000 claims, including the ones that have already been consolidated in a court in New Jersey as well, in federal court in New Jersey, mind you, and related cases as well in state court, representing nearly all remaining talcum claims against the company. The company has also previously settled most of its cases alleging that its talc contained asbestos has caused mesothelioma, which is a rare aggressive cancer that starts in the thin tissue lining in your internal organs, which is primarily again caused by asbestos. Now, the plaintiffs' law firms have also confirmed this deal as of yesterday and have said that it was a good resolution after a decade-long court battle. But another probe to keep in mind for this is that the deal must be accepted by 95% of the ovarian cancer claimants in state or federal court before it comes to a final decision. And J&J's Vice President of Litigation, Eric Hess, has said that the claims were quote-unquote meritless and that the company was willing to settle in order to get closure. J&J, I would say, was up when I was doing a sector watch. It's currently trading flat on the day.
It's open. Here we go. It opened down quite aggressively, 450 support, zigging a little above 5, a little bit below 5, 4 1/3. Limit down is 420, guys. Limit down 420. We're showing 430.17. Now we're in the limit down parameter. Okay, so we need 10 seconds at this level. 420 limit down, showing 417 on the bid, 20 on the ask. We're not going to move up here unless we get a bid, and so far we're not. 3, 2, 1, we're halted. Okay, so tap 395. Okay, there we go, 395. That's what we're talking about there. But I want to mention something, Sia, you touched upon this. I just want to, drive it home a little bit more. This kind of compromise was accelerated by a court order which forced the plaintiffs to produce non-existent specific causation evidence kind of after their expert witness. He retracted his statement, and that kind of left the attorneys with the legal position is like, okay, well, the evidence upon which we were relying for our case, the expert who was tendering that has retracted their statement. Either they could have sought a recess from the court to go and pursue a different expert who may say the same thing, or they chose in this case to compromise, cut their losses, and take what they could get. So it should be interesting to see, whether this holds up, because I do believe that the court still has to approve the the deal, Joe.
Yeah, the settlement. I mean, that can also grow as well. More participants, more people involved within the case, they can see this settlement going up to $7 billion. That'd be up from $5.5 billion. So, I mean, it's not over just yet. There's a latency period, obviously, within that you would have to claim. But yeah, I mean, it's not the best look for Johnson & Johnson, and it's unfortunate that all those people have to go through it. That's all I really have to say. But yeah, pay the fine. And I don't know, hopefully you don't make the same mistakes. It's sad to see that a lot of people got sick from that stuff.
Of course. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It is scary, that story, because we have been using Johnson & Johnson powder since we were kids. So yeah, KO in India, you will see most of the babies I'm sorry? Yeah, it's also like the talcum, yeah, and babies, they have these specialized talcum baby powders as well. But anyway, moving on to our next story, you have KO here, Coca-Cola reporting today. Adjusted earnings per share coming in at 97 cents versus expected at 93 cents. Revenue at $13.38 billion versus a number of $13.16 billion that was expected. Now, KO has reported second quarter net income of $4.43 billion or $1.03 per share, which is up from $3.81 billion or 89 cents per share, which is a year earlier. Now, excluding asset impairments, restructuring costs, as well as other items, the company has earned 97 cents per share. Net sales have risen 17% to a number $13.38 billion. Coke's organic revenue that excludes acquisitions, divestitures, as well as currency fluctuations has jumped 6% in this quarter. Also, company's global unit case volume has increased 5%, and every one of its reporting segments has seen volume growth. This metric strips out the pricing to reflect demand more accurately and on the dot, but Coke's results do not show consumers cutting back whatsoever. Even in North America, volumes have grown 3% higher. We're going to cut short this and send it to Adair.
Yeah, I just want to mention here, USO back in focus. We're getting more comments from Iran. So earlier today, they basically kind of laid out a framework for potential deal with Oman, saying that Iran has proposed to Muscat, Oman, that Iran managed one-way shipping transit through the one side of the Strait of Hormuz, and then Oman would manage the opposite direction. So they want to each manage their own side of the Strait of Hormuz. Well, just now here, like a minute ago, Iran's coming out and saying that if they can't make a deal with Oman, quote, we'll continue our path on the Strait of Hormuz. So just more updates here on the Strait, nothing massive, but just keeping you guys posted here. If I see anything else, I'll let you know.
Nothing's changed, Joey. Anybody can get it.
Yeah, of course.
You know, you come through the Strait, you're going to get it. All right, let's talk about this strong 8% surge in Asia Pacific unit on case volume. Yet when you look at their actual, earnings there, dropped 9%. And they're saying it's an unfavorable product mix. What they're trying to blame it on are, the affordability initiatives that Coke, I guess, is undertaking in that area of the world. They've dropped prices. That's hurt margins. So sales up, profits down. Never a good combination that you want to be in. Let's also talk about their Forex. Oftentimes, we report to you there's a Forex headwind. You receive money in, Egyptian pounds, Indian rupees, whatever, Danish kroners. That currency drops against the US dollar. You, like a schmuck, take that currency, convert it back to US dollars, and all of a sudden you've lost X percentage. In this case, it was the opposite. They made money. So it's a Forex headwind. So think of the example I just gave, but in the opposite, okay? And now we're talking about EMEA, Europe, the Middle East, and Latin America, and Africa, excuse me. A negative 5% growth there. Latin America was okay. North America was good, but EMEA, you had basically a decline of sales of 5%. India led volume expansion in the Asia Pacific region, especially with bottling services. They have now apparently this NARTD category called non-alcoholic ready to drink, and that share grew substantially in India. So good report for them, but mixed geographic success.
Yeah, it's funny. As I was reading through some of the information in the report, it states like, yeah, India faced a Diet Coke shortage due to the conflict going on in the Middle East. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, are we being serious right now? Obviously, like a Diet Coke shortage, I'm pretty sure there's more important things in life than Diet Coca-Cola. But anyways, aside from that, guys, you know what was really good for this company was the World Cup, all right? So there's an increase within Powerade, so within that drink, and then a smaller growth within Coca-Cola as well, as well too, the canned beverage. But Powerade was the main driver here, and it's really important to note that one thing that we also have to take in consideration is the concentrates. So that was a pretty good performance, but just the ability to adjust to the ongoing situation of looking for those lower calorie snacks, that performed well as well too. So for me personally, listen, it's a dividend play in my opinion. You see the appreciation here today. There was an aluminum issue. Rising prices within aluminum was a major issue. That's going to hinder your revenue, as you brought up not too long ago as well too, Sharif. But for me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of these style plays. Look at it for a dividend. It's pretty good for that.
What does it pay, Joey?
It's not bad. It's like $1 something.
$1 something
$1
on an $80 name. Let's have a quick look over here. Let's bring it down. We can bring it down here, Assassino. Let's go to the Fundamentals Explorer. Where does it show that, Joey? Divvy, right there.
We got there.
We got 53.
53
cents.
Still
Good on an $80 name, man.
I'm not
you're gonna get your divvy on September 15th. So get ready there. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really have much else to say about this.
No, I mean, like, listen, organic revenue growth 4% to 5%, comparable earnings 8 to 9% for the
Let me ask you something.
for the guidance.
Remember that the original catalyst when Uncle Warren, we were talking about, Coke. What do you think about the GLP-1 problem still for this company? Do you think it's over? Are we past it? Are we priced it in? And let me throw some more curveballs your way.
Yeah.
What if the GLP-1 usage rate amongst, say the U.S. population continues to increase? You got retatrutide coming out late 27, early 28, a 3 agonist GLP, which is supposed to be way better than the double that you have now with Novo and the single that you have with Eli.
Yeah.
And so you think usage, you want to cover something?
No.
Usage expansion continues to hurt Coke? Like, have we seen the end of this?
No, I don't think we have, Sharif. And you know what's funny? On my way home, I was actually listening on the radio. This is how much this space is growing, is that they have the Ozempic rewards card now or something like where you can get a discount on your monthly subscription.
What?
Yeah. It's getting out of hand. Now, listen, I was listening to it on the radio. Yes, it has been a disruptive service to these names, and it will continue to be so as people look for those healthier alternatives.
See ya.
Also, one thing to keep in mind is that GLP-1, also people who are on that medication are cutting back sugar, goods that have sugar in them, even drinks that do. So Coca-Cola already does offer Coke Zero. It offers Diet Coke that does not technically have sugar. It might have stevia, but doesn't have sugar.
It also cuts appetite, see it just generally.
Absolutely, yeah. But also one thing to keep in mind, I thought, was just that factor that it does have an alternative as well. So I would say it wouldn't impact it as much if you look at it. Yeah.
It has over time. We've seen it within Pepsi, like, because they didn't have those lower calorie products, right? Like, you're looking for that lower calorie, healthier alternative that they weren't providing. Like, think about it. Like, one can of Coke has like 32 grams of sugar in it. That's insane, dude.
And President Trump was trying to get them to switch to natural sugar and stuff. But calories are still calories.
Calories are calories. Like,
right?
I mean, Diet Coke, I'm pretty sure, consists of aspartame, which isn't good either, right? So, I mean, man, listen, I don't know. Yeah, sugar is extremely addictive.
We're talking about the NARTD a couple of minutes ago. Another cool thing to know about Coca-Cola, and that is that India's market value grew just this year about 50% to 1,600 crore rupees, which falls at USD $167,000 somewhere. So it just grew that much. And another route to take a look at this is that the delivery apps have increased so much in India, with Blinkit being delivery in 10 minutes. So it reduces your time to go to the store, get these products, whereas you have them in 10 minutes at your doorstep.
That's a great point.
That is a point to also take a note of.
Yeah, it's a great point. I think ease of access definitely encourages use. If it's harder to get, you got to schlep to the convenience store, Joe. All right, guys, I have to pause because all of you guys are like, it's a kind of a coordinated effort here. Everybody's yelling about Lucid. What the hell is going on with Lucid, Neil? It's up 14%. How come my chart doesn't? Okay, come on, chart. Well, it doesn't like Lucid here for some reason. Smart. Okay, it's not showing me Lucid, but I can see the percentage. It's up 14 3/4. Let's load it up. Sorry, Joey, on a trading screen. Let's see what we got here with LCID. This is on the NQ. Yes, here, let's have a look at the 5-minute chart. Oh, Rip City. Rip City. All right, there is news. There has to be news here. I can't see anything, but let's send it to Adara.
So I haven't seen any recently, but as we know, right at the open, this was, moving a little bit. It was being discussed. I looked into it then. As of, I guess, earlier today, later yesterday, it has been announced that a Saudi prince took a 5% stake in Lucid. So again, a Saudi prince took a 5% stake in Lucid. That is not brand new information. I've been looking a little bit of social media attention, nothing crazy. If I find anything else on this Saudi prince's stake in Lucid, which again was disclosed I think ahead of today's session, I'll let you know.
Thank you, Adara. Here it is. Let's just read it for everybody. Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Talal Al Saud bought his $129.5 million stake in Lucid, disclosed today in a reg filing during the recent sell-off. Bless you, Ram. When the company's market value was less than $2 billion, I'm looking at it, it's 2.89 right now. Devin Pendleton and Carla Carson of Bloomberg reporting, and they're citing comments from the Prince's spokesperson. A Lucid spokesperson told Bloomberg the company doesn't comment on individual investments, but added, quote, "We are aware and appreciate the independent vote of confidence," close quote. Al-Walid holds the Lucid shares directly, Bloomberg adds. Lucid shares, whatever, they were up at the time. They are now up 14 3/4%. Thank you to the chat for pointing that out. Lucid is Rip City. Rip City. Send it back to you.
Talk a little not so Rip City here. Boeing has reported wider than expected loss for the second quarter as the company's long delayed Air Force One program has weighed down on its results. And we're going to see here how it's taken a $280 million loss on the program to deliver two 747s. That's right. That will serve as a next generation Air Force One aircraft to the U.S. government, as it is said that it has ramped up investment for that plane. BA has said it still expects the first delivery to happen around the year 2028. CEO Kelly Ortberg has said in a note to staff, quote, "While we're making progress on our development programs, you're never done until you're done," quote unquote. So loss per share with that is at 76 cents adjusted versus a loss of 30 cents a share expected. Revenue at $24.56 billion versus $24.25 billion that was expected. BA has also increased revenue 8% in the second quarter to $24.56 billion from a year earlier, with gains across its business that include increased deliveries of commercial aircraft. Boeing's commercial aircraft deliveries in the second quarter have risen 14% from a year earlier to 171 planes from 150 planes from a year earlier. Free cash flow stands at $631 million, which has come in well above the $177 million cash burn that analysts were expecting here, and also compares to a $200 million burn in the second quarter a year ago. Now, Boeing has also seen a net loss of $428 million or 67 cents a share, which is compared with the net loss of last year, $612 million or 92 cents a share, 92 cents a share from a year earlier. Now, on the other hand, another thing to note that also came in earlier today is that the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration has said late yesterday that seats of hundreds of Boeing 737 MAX jets have registered in the U.S. may require inspections in case they were incorrectly installed and needed to be fixed. BA is currently up, inching closer to 5% on the day.
I don't know what the hell this company is doing, but they're $1.5 billion in the hole here on the new Air Force One. I mean, at 280 in the hole on the quarter, $1.5 billion total of cost overruns. Now I get President Trump renegotiated the deal in his first administration, and I get maybe that probably was not great for Boeing as they stood to make less money. But I mean, get it together here. So that's my little rant about, getting it together there. But hey, they did well everywhere else. Let's talk about the bottom line earnings miss. That was kind of, okay, the second thing that I wanted to mention. But they did generate $630 million in free cash flow. That's not because of operational efficiencies. It is because their customers are paying them ahead of time before they receive the airplane. Despite the fact that they haven't delivered it, they are accounting for that revenue now. So it looks like it's offset here a little bit. But they do face operational risks because they have a union problem, specifically in St. Louis, where they make the F-18 and the F-A-18, which, yeah, you know, those are, you know, aging fighters. I think they're third gen, and they're not stealth. So, you know, I don't anticipate them producing them in any large numbers, but obviously you still have to maintain the ones that you have. And I don't know if they do maintenance and repair over there, but there's 3,200 IAM unionized workers who could walk off the job, who did reject the latest contract offer. And last but not least, CapEx, a concern here for Boeing as well. They allocated a substantial cash sum towards the 787 Dreamliner production capabilities in South Carolina, as well as their military facility build-outs in Missouri. So that's what we're looking at there. But guys, I have to pause for a second because there goes Lucid. Again, it is taking out the highs. Lucid's on the way to $8. Katina, man, it's at 7 2/3 right now, my man, with a 770 high. So 17.5% here on LCID, and there it goes again into that 770 area options, man.
Are you in
it? No. Here comes 775. Here we go. So the $0.75 level now in focus as we look to that whole dollar area. Rip City. Rip City. All right.
It's going. It's going, Sharif.
Get it, Joey.
It's going.
All right, man. So Joey's
no, I told
there.
you, yeah, don't. You got to keep moving here.
Yes, sir. Well, we can tell now you're in the position.
Yeah, well, I took a short. I took a nice little short scalp on the market right there too as a tank. But yeah, this is dangerous, man. Let's see if we can get this pop up into. Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah.
Remember Nate Dogg? What was that song? Oh no.
I remember Lucid Dog right now, though. I need this dog to.
What was that song by Nate Dogg?
Another,
oh no.
Oh no, it's really oh no, Sharif, as we're tanking on this here.
STKH is ripping. Okay, let me take over here for a sec. Shout out to Adam, James, frickin' abroad, STKH. Halted to the upside, $5.81. Halt time, 151.30. Tap, not much higher, Adam. 582, 579 now, dropping. 595, it's all over the map. So I'm just going to let you cook on that one. STKH, 330% in the Ville of Green. Casey says 583, tap. You're right, Casey, you're not delayed this time. Shout out to Casey, 526. You good to go with Lucid? Should we send it back?
I'm still in Lucid, man.
I mean, comment-wise.
No, I'm not good.
Okay, so let's send it back.
At UPS, so earnings per share at $1.76 adjusted versus $1.66 that was expected. Revenue at $22.8 billion versus $21.81 billion that was expected. For the quarter ended June 30, UPS has reported a net income of $604 million or 71 cents per share, down significantly from $1.28 billion or $1.51 cents per share in the year ago period. Adjusted for one-time items, the company has reported a profit of $1.5 billion, which is $1.76 per share. Now, CEO of the company, Carol Tomé, has told CNBC that we launched a major transformation of our company that was transformative and came with some bumps, but we're through roughly those bumps. And we have returned our company to revenue and profit growth. And that's the guidance that we gave for this year. She also said that the company's driver buyout program earlier this year was a quote-unquote huge success, and that UPS has now moved past that. So the company has also raised its full year 2026 guidance and now expecting consolidated revenue of $91.2 billion and adjusted diluted EPS $7.22 per share. Sorry, I don't know what the laughing is going on over here, but I'm going to send it over to the guys.
Oh,
Whoa!
yeah, my bad.
This guy did not prepare for that, man.
I didn't know that was going to be the unadulterated version.
Yeah, you're going to get us in trouble around.
Oh, Casey's dropping Membies. Okay, so obviously, because STKH is halted up. There we go. Into 581 we go per advice.
Yeah, we're in big trouble now.
Love y'all. All right, thank you, Casey526 for the super chat.
Yeah.
Tony Keever, Anxiety, Justin, Cali Paz, AS5BR4S3, Sager, the Proxil, Hubert.
Proximus?
Yeah, man. And Techno Bladder. All you guys got free membership. Thanks to KC526. Guys, we're open here again on STKH. All right, guys, here we go.
God. Hold on.
You want to cover
you got
something?
Yeah, look, so we took
brother.
a scalp right here to the short side on TQs. Like, I'm pushing sides. I was telling Sharif, brink of elimination on today. Now we're right back in this game here, eliminating half the losses pretty much on the day. So now I give myself significantly more breathing room, especially with this Lucid scalp. Now, it did put in a new high. We might have got out a little bit early, but I have to scalp out just due to the fact of the size that I had. I couldn't allow it to go against me. But man, oh man, this thing is continuing. It's going nuts right now, Sharif. LCID up 23% and a nice little scalp there.
This has got to be a short squeeze.
So
You're
it's like,
assuming.
but that's why I had to take it, right? Like, I'm like, all right, let's head over to something that's just going, oh my God, yeah, we would have been hella green. If that was the case, if we held on to it. But oh my, there it is, another squeeze.
Get it, Joey.
The volume is most definitely stepping in here. This is a big time move, and I was okay with just with the buy program that's going on. I had the hunch that we were going to kind of get this move rocking and rolling, and sure enough, there it is, bang, bang, bang. Oh man, that would have been nice. What's Neil doing?
He's like finding out who is this prince, bro? Who's punching in? He's got Lucid.
No, I think he was trying to listen to.
Are you listening to the Nate Dogg song?
No, he was trying to listen to you playing the Nate Dogg song.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and then...
I won't say that word, to hustle. There we go. All right, we're having a sick time.
That's what Juicy did.
All right,
Neil's
man.
listening to Busta. There, look at Lucid, 26% to the top side now. Going private, what?
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 Al Walid. Yes, it is Al Walid.
Send me email it to me. Send it to me, Neil.
All right, man. All right, so let's talk a little UPS here, guys. I mean, look, GAAP net income fell $604 million. That's about 71 per share. There's a massive gap between GAAP EPS and adjusted EPS here of 891 million. There's all that stuff. We can also talk about Chief Executive Carol Tomé. She highlighted that Q2 marked the formal completion of UPS's planned Amazon reduction. They called it internally the glide down. They want to bypass Amazon's lower margin kind of business for delivering for them and kind of focus more on what they're calling a high yielding SMB and healthcare logistics. Good look for them there. I mean, capital discipline as well. They expect their CapEx in 2026 to be about $3 billion. They've committed $5.4 billion in dividend payouts. So not a bad look from UPS. I'm not sure what they're up or down on the day, but that's the situation. Lucid coming back into $8 here. Could be a buy off the whole dollar level. Keep your eye on LCID. It has today a high of $8.29 as it ripped through $8 pretty aggressively and now is up 23% and change. Why is the prince buying that crap instead of buying Palantir or NVIDIA? Because he's Saudi, brother. I don't know why.
They're buying.
Look at that
chips.
bounce off 8, eh?
I know.
Clean. I told
crazy cream of the crop.
Look, man. I mean, you know what the Saudi Public Investment Fund, the PIF, has been pouring money into Lucid, right? It's kind of like their EV baby. So I'm pretty sure they just don't want to turn their back on it here. And you know how it works in the kingdom, man. Like, you know, if you're part of the Saudi royal family, right? You know.
You'd be doing all right. You'd be doing all right. That's money, Trump change. Yeah, that's Trump change to these guys probably anyways. They just, the amount of time that we've spoke about it, they probably just made that back within selling some oil to someone or something along those lines.
Look at this. They need to buy some interceptor missiles. Yes, they do, Notorious Dinkelberg. Yes, they do need to. And they need newer ones too that don't cost $1 million to $1.5 million a pop. for per kill. We talked a lot about this, right? We talked about cost per kill and how important that's going to be in the modern warfare with drones, right? You can't be spending the Patriot missile cost to bring down a $50,000 to $200,000 drone. It's just the economics don't work.
No, sir.
Shout out to Adam. Adam James Abroad. One of my stops was 560. Filled 493. Adam, get it, my man. It's been a day today, guys. So I hope everybody had a good time. Joey, send them off.
Yeah, I'm in Lucid once again here. See if we can get a little pop back towards the high of the day. This may or may not work, as simplistic as it may be said, but we took a scalp on it already. Let's see if we can get a retest and this buy program continues, or this short squeeze, whatever it is. Regardless, we need it to come and run into that HOD. I hope everyone has a fantastic day and a wonderful session. Plenty more of Sharif and I throughout the week. It's only Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Then the following is Thursday. Need I go on? And then it is Friday.
Then Friday?
Friday. Oh, it's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday, which I will be covering for the Katina Man himself on Friday. There it goes, Sharif.
Where you headed, Katina Man?
Where you headed, Katina Man?
Oh, some of this.
Oh, you can't. Don't even
away
ask
from
him.
home? Ottawa.
Ottawa, the nation's capital. Okay, yeah, this is not good. See you later. I hope everyone has a good one here today. Let's not panic and take some off. A nice little scalp city on this bad boy once again. Man, a chip in a chair is all your boy needs sometimes.
The Lucid tape is going crazy.
It's going absolutely nuts.
The Lucid tape is going crazy.
And that's why I decided to buy this $8 hold, Sharif. And just like, hey, man, let's see what we got going on here.
You punch in 20,000 shares?
I wish. If that was the case, then Katina Man would be covering for me on Friday, as I would be going to enjoy. But yeah, that's what we got going on right now. It's pure money for sure. So good stuff here. We'll send it up. Need us take any more time from the boys to our right because
all right, 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes, crazy. All right, guys. Adios, amigos. Hope everyone has a fantastic day.
I'm going to do this one more time. There goes the high of the day.